Hi, everybody.
Damn it. Now they know what I do before every time we're live.
Hype train 50 seconds.
What?
Ooh, the hype train's almost
What?
dead. There's only 45 seconds left on a hype train.
Hype train?
It's crazy.
Already?
It's Thank you for starting up a hype train right off the bat. But
Thank
it looks like it's going
you.
to die in the next 35 seconds.
Thank you
And they'll have killed it.
joining
Thank
us
you.
for the
Yes.
Blind Wave
Yes.
podcast.
They would have started it and killed it.
Live at twitch.tv/blindwave every single week, Thursday, 3 p.m. Blind Wave Standard Time, which is Eastern.
Yes. Subs, bits, and gifted subs all count towards the hype train. But anyway, next time it pops up will be possible within an hour. It'll be
Within
like
an hour?
It'll be around 4. It looks like about 4:10 will be a possible another hype train to. Oh, well, it didn't die. It looks like.
It didn't die.
Yeah,
Oh,
it looks
damn.
like PvP boss Matt just let it get to level 2. So now there's 5 more minutes
Oh my gosh. Okay.
to see if it can
That's-
hit level 3.
It's happened.
But anyway, thank you guys for joining us
Yeah.
with our podcast. Hopefully, we have some fun things to talk about today.
I got
off-
nothing.
You got nothing?
Nothing fun.
You had nothing fun this past week or
I got
anything?
Death Stranding to talk about.
Oh, well, we can't talk about that too much.
Well, not too much.
So I got some. I've had a night table beside my bed for like the same night table. I got it like Voschels. You guys know what Voschels is? The place where like you can buy like dead people's furniture
What?
in Vienna.
What?
No.
Yeah.
You mean an antique store?
Yeah, I mean, Voschels gets like all of their furniture from like estate sales and
Estate
stuff.
sales, yeah.
Anyway, I got this nightstand, like it's awesome nightstand, like opens up and like it lays flat. I've had it for like 6 years and I've loved it, but like every once in a while I notice, oh shit, it's coming apart, and just fix it, push it back in there. It's fine, great, you know. The other day, I don't know, like at 3:30 a.m. I just like there's this gigantic BAM! My nightstand just tore apart and just hit the ground so hard, and Janky like went straight up like, what was that? And I slowly like, what was that? Because it didn't wake me up, you know. But it was crazy. It just like it randomly exploded because
Yeah.
it just fell to the ground in pieces. And almost
So it just randomly did it.
it just
out of nothing.
it just finally it took. I had too much stuff on it, and it was too old.
Did you have stuff
old.
sitting on it?
Yeah, like my phone, my glasses, my water bottle.
Okay, but nothing extra that you normally
No,
wouldn't have on
it had just been. It was too old. It's
'Cause,
too
like,
old.
I would love if you like had your wallet, you just dropped your wallet or something
No.
on it, and it went bow. Like that
No.
was the last straw, you know?
No, it just freaked Jancy the fuck out because all of a sudden they were like, we woke and my puppy's like, like, you know, like this, because there's just random, like, it's like someone had come in, just thrown my nightstand to the floor and ran out of the room before we could notice them. That's what it felt like.
Don't tell them the truth.
Yeah.
Shane.
So that happened.
All right.
I thought I should tell that story because when has that ever happened to you? Where like pieces of furniture just randomly just explode in the middle of the night?
Well, I'll tell you what. When I was out of town last week, I was at a hotel, and I swear to God, I heard all these funny noises,
Yeah.
and it legit kind of freaked me out because I was just like thinking about aliens and shit, and
Aliens.
talking to my buddy about aliens and alien abductions.
Oh, like you had just been talking about that, like
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, and I just
Ah.
watched like The Fourth Kind. You know,
So you're sitting in a hotel and you just like, what are you hearing?
I kept thinking like, fucking, if aliens exist,
Yeah. What noise were you hearing? Like you weren't in the woods, right? It's
no,
not like you're in the woods and you hear like and twigs snapping and shit and random lights shining through the forest.
Yeah.
No, well, no. I guess just weird, eerie noises. Like, you know, like there's things where I was like, I swear to God, you know, it's like I turn a light off, and before the light turned off, I see a shadow, and I turn it back on, the shadow isn't there. And I was like, what the hell? So
Yeah.
there's aliens. They're not gonna, you know, there's fucking billions of people on this fucking planet. Why would they come to me?
Like, why would they go to this shitty hotel?
It wasn't shitty. It was nice. Yeah.
Why would they go to this hotel, wherever you were, and get you?
And get you.
Like,
Yeah.
even if they came to the hotel, why would they go for you?
Well, I kept thinking like,
Well, they want like
you know,
the
they
best of
could-
the species. They want to like have you compete against other best of species in like their tournaments. Is that what you're
So they
thinking?
chose Shane.
So they chose Shane.
Well, the big thing is like I just kept thinking, you know, that they're probably so far beyond my intelligence and comprehension. They might not even notice I'm here.
So you-
Almost, you know what I mean?
okay.
So you
I
were-
thought you meant like if they take me, it's for the greater good because they know what they're doing.
No, I was thinking like, why the hell? I was just trying to rationalize, and it just kind of fucking. And my buddy was just like, he's more into like this, you know, the scary shit scares him more. He wouldn't go to sleep. I was like, fucking go to sleep. You know, I put eye mask on, and it was Finally got the. No, actually, I didn't sleep that night.
So stuff in video games
'Cause of aliens.
scares you more than stuff in real life.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, because like I'm stuck in a window. You know what I mean? I can only see what they want me to see, and I'm controlling a guy that might not move or back up or do the things I want him to do.
You're like, I wouldn't do that. I'd do this.
He's my proxy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but he might be able to do things you can't do.
Maybe.
Like Leon Kennedy, he can do some shit.
He can do some shit. Yeah.
Just saying, he can kill an alligator, giant alligator, trying to eat me in the sewer, kill it. I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, you're right. But Eric, I kind of hijacked your conversation. I have more to say, but it's another topic.
Yeah, I needed to finish. My night stand exploded.
All right.
Very good.
No, I had another thing too that I forgot about last week because I was saving it. I didn't tell Aaron about it, but I had this thing where
shit.
I woke up one day and I'm like, man, my thumb just seems kind of swollen, you know? And then like the next day, I'm like, it's kind of tender now too. It's like swollen and tender. And Jancy's like, well, go to the hospital. I'm like, no, it'll be fine. I'll just wake up one day and it'll be gone, like my check engine light, you know?
Yeah, that's just gone.
Yeah, that'll just be gone.
That's not how that works.
So then, like a couple days later, finally, like at one point, like my puppy bit it, and it was like, oh, it hurt so bad, and it was really, really painful. My thumb was like twice the size of this thumb. It was like red and swollen. I'm like, maybe I should go to the hospital, you know? I guess. So I just went to like quick care, but I finally got there, and the lady, was like, oh yeah, I know what that is. She told me what it is. I can't remember at this point what it was called. It's a funny name, but she's like, yeah, we can just give you this antibiotic and it can go away after a while, or we could lance it, or, I can just open it up right now. And I was like, what would you recommend? She's like, well, depends how comfortable you are with, the needles and the scalpel. And I was just thinking, like, one. I
Think of needles when you did that.
I don't mind that, too. I had to tell Erin what happened. So I was like, the needles and scalpel, that's great. She's like, okay, so I'm going to come in numb.
I'm going to film it with the other hand.
Yeah, and then I'll come back in later and we'll open it up, and it's going to be pretty. She's like, you're going to be surprised about what comes out. I'm like, okay. So the first thing that happened was they brought up the needle for the numbing, right?
Yeah.
And I thought it was just going to be like needle and then cut it open, we're done. But they brought out 3 needles and they set them out. I'm like, oh, okay. So the first one was right here. And it went in. I'm like, ooh, okay, yeah. That's the needle. I'm cool with that. The second one went on, like, if that was there, on this side. And I was like, oh, okay. It was kind of deep. I was like, okay, that's good. That's fine. And then she's like, turn your hand over. I'm like, okay. I turned my hand over, and she put it right there. And I'm not exaggerating when I say it was one of the most painful experiences I've had in my goddamn life. Like, with the first two, this lady's like kind of, I think like, I have this conspiracy theory that doctors and nurses like judge people based on their
Pain
reaction.
tolerance.
Like, if they don't look, or if they want to do look,
Right.
and being like, guys, it's pretty good, But if I did really well on these ones, I did piss poor terribly on the third one, because I go. And I tense up, and my other hand kind of comes up in a fist and like into her face. Not like I'm not punching her, but I went like this, and she goes, "Oh, that one you felt that one, didn't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did. Yeah, And she kept it in there, and then the stuff get in, and I don't know, like it was one of the most painful things I've ever had. And then she was like, "Okay, well," she's like, "Maybe I don't know. Maybe usually people are okay with that one, and the other two are the ones that are bad." I was like, what'd you fuck up then? Because it was so bad,
Yeah.
My thumb's fine now. But then she just took this scalpel. Like, I thought it was going to be like a little prick. She took like this thick, wide scalpel and shoved it in, like, in where my thumbnail is, like a millimeter above that. It went in and out, didn't feel a thing. And the greenest, like, green pus came out of it, and it stank. And she's like, ooh, there it is. It just came out. And there was something weird where she was like, yeah, it is weird. Like, it's satisfying. She loves doing it. Like, she was like happy this was happening,
Like she said it's satisfying?
Yeah.
Was she like?
She was like, yeah, just going up my thumb and then squeezing it out. And like more and more kept coming until it finally was blood. Yeah. And then that was it. But I needed to tell Erin, like, the pain that came at the needle being in my thumb and like feeling like
they all hurt.
Feeling like it's hitting like a bone.
Good.
Like,
Good.
It's like a mass of nerves
Next time,
there.
take the antibiotics.
It was, yeah, I know, right? So anyway, that was my thumb story. But like,
I think I missed the shit stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, my thumb was like twice the size of a normal thumb at one point. Like Shane's like, just put your thumb up there. He took a picture.
And your thumb's already twice the size of ours.
Of a normal thumb.
Because men have large hands.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Men.
Let me see your hand.
Men that lettered in sports.
I did letter in sports.
Yeah,
We're about the same
I
size
did letter in
hands.
sports.
Yeah, I know.
If anything, you got the fat hands.
This is just the one thing we had the one day where you were like,
sausage
I was
fingers.
like, dude, you gotta play sports. You got did. I lettered. I was like, that doesn't mean you played more than me. It just means you lettered.
That was earlier.
It means he did something more significant. Anyone could just take him.
So, all right. Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let's move on to a new story.
It's way better now.
Good.
Still a little stiff, I guess, right there where the scalpel went in.
If you took antibiotics, it would be fine.
I did. They gave them to me as well.
So, see, you had to do it anyway.
Yeah.
You want to make sure it doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Did you give you like any preventative measures so this terrible thing never
Stop
happened ever
fingering.
again?
Stop fingering your ass. Or
No.
get a cut on your finger.
No, she said to do that, and it helps it. No. It's called like a Perry-Nicky or something like that was the name of the
Perry-Nicky?
thing. Like Perry-Nicky or something like that. What they
Perry-Nicky.
called it.
Pumpernickel.
But she said just soak it in like
Pumpernickel.
Epsom salt
Pumpernickel.
water. Wasn't peppernickel.
I mean, whenever you said like, yeah, it had like a funny name. Like I was like thinking like what? Like Thumbelooha? You know, like what's
Yeah.
what kind of name did it have?
Anastasia?
All right.
Calvin isn't here. He's trained his voice singing Rock Band last week.
He did, man. Best of the week. Rock
Guinness.
Band was definitely an experience. I both absolutely hated it and enjoyed it.
Yeah. I did make a collection of like the songs that didn't get muted yet on Twitch. So if you go to the collection, like look at our videos and look through the collections, one of them is just for Rock Band songs.
Yeah.
So I figured that would be a little easier than going through and someone's like, fuck, it's muted, and they didn't want to watch that. So it's not as much fun when there's no audio.
That's the thing too. Like if you really want to enjoy those Rock Band streams, you got to try to watch it live because, like, I really enjoyed the Rickroll one, but that one got caught. I think.
Rick Astley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it did. I think that did. Like almost all the Queen except for Don't Stop Me Now got caught.
Yeah.
Piano Man got caught. The thing that sucked though is like it would always be like halfway through the song. So I'd be like, oh, okay, this one's okay. And I'd be trying to find the end and it's muted. I'm like, well, damn it. I wasted this time to highlight this song.
Just highlight just what you can, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I highlighted,
Yeah.
like I was going through each song doing each one rather than having a whole bunch of the extra in between things.
No,
'Cause-
it'll never be uploaded anywhere.
No.
Yeah, if it has problems on Twitch, it's gonna have big problems on somewhere else.
So you got to catch it live. Or
Yes.
that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm joking. Calvin is on vacation.
Yeah, no, he just
Get a
left.
sex change operation.
He, if and when we do it again, it's much better live because we can't handle, we can't control the copyright thoughts, and music gets hit the hardest, especially like on YouTube. So it won't make it to YouTube. But
Yeah.
that's why I made a collection. I'm like, well, if Twitch is okay with these songs, I can make a collection at least, and people can watch them on YouTube here. So, but no, that was fun. I enjoyed that. I played a little bit since. Otherwise, I didn't make it last weekend. I'm gonna make it this weekend. My son's in a play. But he's not in a huge part of it, but I've heard it's a pretty good play. So I'm going to go see that probably either today, tomorrow, Saturday.
Only because it's a good
It's-
play,
it's-
not because your son's in it.
It's that
No,
long.
I've seen the
That's a
ones that
long
they're in.
play.
They run it for 2 weeks, and they run it 3 days each week.
Oh, nice.
So it's called All My Sons. Apparently it's still on Broadway or something too. So, but it seems pretty interesting. Otherwise,
That's a good
like
idea.
the past week or so, said goodbye to an arrow.
Yeah.
That was an interesting show to say goodbye to.
Yeah,
you know?
we said goodbye to Resistance, which it hasn't been around as long, but Resistance had its last show, and then Arrow just like was a gut punch, like, oh man, it's done, it's gone, But that show sparked a huge part of Blind Wave, and a lot of people's like reason for watching us now is from that show.
Yeah.
Or what
Or from the
the shows
Arrowverse.
that inspired it,
Yeah.
And because of that, me and Aaron are decent characters.
I think it's been like 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks in a row.
I wasn't here last week.
But no, Star Wars Resistance, that one ended. It's been going for 2 seasons,
Yeah.
so it didn't hit as hard as Arrow that I've been watching for 8 seasons now.
Yeah.
And I started watching that before Blind Wave came to be.
Yeah.
But no, it was really good. I felt like the end of the season in series went well for
Satisfying?
it. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, the whole last season has been like a wrap up for the show.
Yeah.
Not just like, and now the last episode, It was,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it was not a thing of like, well, it's canceled. It's
Yeah.
more of like, well, we're planning the last season
Yeah.
to be its last season kind of thing, so we can do the things we would need to do to end it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Now, that was also one of my favorite moments of the week, you guys reacting to it. I only saw like 2 seconds of your reaction, but I was walking through, and we're having some construction done in the building.
We are.
And it was
Yeah.
super loud.
It was.
And I was working on the top floor. We react on the floor beneath, and they're doing the work on the floor beneath that.
Yeah.
And so I heard it up here. Like, that's super loud.
Yeah.
I want to go downstairs and see if they're recording. And you guys were, but the looks on your face
Of like,
was full of anger
yeah.
at one particular point. I just went back upstairs laughing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it messed up. I was like, we have to get it done today. We have to try to do it as early as we can so we can put it up as soon as possible. But these goddamn, it's so loud.
yeah, it was loud yesterday, but we finished it at least. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you watch it and there's some sounds in it, it's just there was construction on the bottom floor that was happening. So
And the top floor, too. It's happening everywhere.
yeah, there's construction in different places. So
Can't be stopped.
but yeah, I mean, as far as the week though, I mean that's I guess about it.
I got some stuff.
Okay.
Well, I did some traveling, and I was on a plane, and the coronavirus is a thing.
Yeah. It is.
So I had to sit next to I think an Asian guy with one of those masks.
On a
He's
plane?
coughing next to me.
Oh,
So I'm like sitting here like, God damn it. You know what I mean? Just thinking like I'm going to die. I'm going to get this and take it to Marietta.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
That's a hell of a way of telling us. I could have quarantined myself.
Quarantined
we,
you.
don't, we don't know because the symptoms come later.
No, the funny story is, when they were passing out, I fell asleep when they were passing out the pop. He was like, "Hey," I was
Yeah.
like, I was like, "Don't touch me." You know what I mean? I just pretty much said, "Don't touch me."
Sure.
He's like, "Oh, I got bronchitis."
Yeah.
I said, "You sure?"
Jeez.
And he said, "Yeah."
guy.
He said, "You gonna talk about this in your videos?"
What?
What?
Yeah. I said, "I just might."
So he knew who you were?
His name was Keith. Yeah.
Keith recognized you.
Yeah.
What? That's so funny.
Yeah.
Don't touch me.
Yeah.
I love your channel.
And yeah. And when one of the guys taking the ticket before I got on the plane, he's like, "Hey man, love your stuff, dude." I said, "Well, thanks, man."
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
No,
But-
that's
but-
happened to me at the
but-
TSA lines now.
Yeah, but when I landed, that's when I got like 50 messages from my friends, a couple I haven't talked to in like a year or two, about Kobe Bryant. Because him, his daughter.
So you were in the air?
I was in the air,
Oh,
just
man,
like the Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So him and his daughter and 7 other people passed away in a helicopter accident. So it just sucks.
Yeah, that really sucks.
Yeah. So I've just been watching all the press on it. It's weird to have all these like other legends, like Shaquille O'Neal and
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan. All these people who are much older talk about how it breaks them up. See them, these grown men crying about it. Just a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about it. Ironically, from Calvin. Calvin was on the scene. He texted me. Did you hear about Kobe? I was like, "What are you talking about?" I looked at him like, Jesus, Calvin was on the ball for this one. Like.
Yeah.
But then the first thing I thought of was like, "Oh man, Shane's gonna be."
Well, I started
Torn
crying.
up.
I
Torn
saw
up.
in the airport, just started crying in the plane.
Yeah.
And then fucking this guy behind me had him say, hey. Like he was talking to someone else. Did you hear about Kobe? Holy shit. So it was just, yeah. And then when I was walking out of the airport, like people were talking about it. I was like, I can't believe it's spreading like the
sucks.
coronavirus.
That sucks.
But yeah, like Shaq did a big thing on it with a bunch of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just all crying. Yeah, Shaq's younger sister just died a couple months ago.
Really?
And then this guy died. Yeah, I mean, and then his daughter died. And he's just said like he's been a ghost walking around. Yeah, just. but
Yeah,
it
I just watched the highlight of him scoring 81 points in one game. It was pretty fucking amazing. Just watching it, 'Cause
Yeah.
when someone passes, you get like, here's the highlights of their life, and that guy had tons,
Yeah.
so many highlights.
Well, I mean,
Well, the incident was like unbelievable too. It was just like with the
Yeah.
helicopter. Yeah, and I remember I found it and I was like, the only thing I'd seen was that Kobe had passed and that there were like 9 people on the chopper and stuff, and that
Mm-hmm.
everyone had died on the helicopter, and later on I was looking at stuff too, and I was with like Melanie and her brother and stuff, and I was like, oh my God, Kobe's daughter was on the helicopter, and then like our friend that was with us, she's like, but everyone in the helicopter died. I'm like, yeah, it's terrible.
Well,
yeah.
I was
like,
watching.
I feel it's terrible that I feel really bad though too for his his wife and the 2 daughters too.
He's got a 6-month-old at home.
Yeah, it was born like last June.
Yeah.
Like,
so it just, what's cool about him is, he was an ambassador for sports. Like, he was an ambassador for women's basketball. Like, he talked about it all the time, loved it. Like, this, I can't remember his name. It was a tennis player, it was a guy. He had tennis elbow and he snapped his tendon. He went to visit him. Like, he just visits athletes in different sports, like football players who are injured. Talks about like his mentality. Like, he to me he was a mythical. He was almost like a superhero in a sense. Like, he's like mythic because like he was so obsessed with winning. It was flawed. He was like this flawed character because he pushed everyone else away in his life. He didn't have any real friends. He had problems in his marriage, like, because he was obsessed. And he said, like, if you're not trying to win, what's the point of being here? If you're not trying to win and be the best at everything. And he took that in after the NBA life and used it for writing and creativity, and he won an Oscar like the next year.
Yeah.
On like his second project ever. So like it just real crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
It's great we have like avenues in which guys like that can succeed, and not like 3,000 years ago where it's like, well, this guy's gonna destroy my village, because they're just so much better at everything than I am. I can't do shit. Just come take what you want, leave.
We've had sports almost as long as civilization.
Yeah.
Well, it just I mean, because he's truly one of the greatest players ever. You can debate where he is on that list. I mean, I would say number 2 or 3, but top 10. Okay, and he just had this crazy mentality. You know what I mean? Where he would like just ridicule and alienate people on his own team. He's like, I have 5 championships. You just got here. You're not allowed to talk to me. He would say that to them until they got to the point where he felt like they earned his respect, and then he'd have your back for life. Yeah, so I was watching this thing, Jimmy Fallon, which I heard the story before I forgot about it. Like, Kobe turned pro at 17 years old. A lot of people don't know that. So he was in L.A. at a party, and Jimmy Fallon was like a stand-up comedian guy. He didn't break into the scene yet. They were just there. So they went to do a beer run, and they didn't even know each other. So that's how they got to know each other. And they wouldn't sell him beer, and Kobe just put up his car, said, I'm a Laker. So he said, we walked in with we walked out with a ton of beer, and that was that. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Huh.
But yeah, like, and like with Jimmy Kimmel, like when his son had surgery, was it heart surgery? I can't remember. Like, Kobe was nice enough to call him several times and say, hey, how's your son? How's your son? And like so many celebrities I didn't think were linked to Kobe have that story. So just couldn't believe it, because he's going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame in less than a year. So yeah.
All right. And then also, like, I know I don't know who they were, but the other like 7 people on that helicopter too, like their families and all that kind of stuff too. Like, hopefully, the best to all of them getting through the tough time.
Was it his private helicopter?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would have been people that are connected with him then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who the pilot was or any of that kind of stuff too. I saw a list, and many of them had like. It was like 3 last names, so I know there was some relations between them.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I mean, flying and planes and helicopters. I mean, it is without a doubt one of the safest ways to travel. It's just that when something bad happens, you can walk away from a car crash. It's hard to walk away from a helicopter crash.
Well, I guess what is sad and to me is like think about those final moments when you know you're gonna die.
Yeah, I almost don't even want to think about it because there's nothing you can do. And your kid's there, and you're just thinking like, what if I just didn't do this today? Like that's what I think of.
Yeah.
Like whenever I've had, like I had an uncle that passed away in a car crash, and he actually, it's like he had never come to my house ever, except for the day he died. He was there that morning, and what happened was he was with another guy, and that guy passed a car. Where he shouldn't have, and another car crashed into them, and that's how my uncle was a passenger in this car,
Yeah.
And my uncle and that guy were at my house, like, doing something that day. And I kept thinking, like, man, if I had just said, like, hi to him for longer than 30 seconds, like I did, if I had said hi for a minute, then they wouldn't have went in that.
You always
right
think
there,
about the timing.
You think about the timing, especially when it's an accident like that.
Yeah.
It can
what,
rack your brain.
What could have happened even yesterday that would have changed the time for today?
Like if I had just said, like, hey, what's up over here? They would not have been at that point where that guy came around the bend, Yeah. In a matter of seconds, And it's just one of those things that, like,
how old were you?
It'll keep you up at night. Oh, young. It's the first, like, major loss I've ever had. I was 6, 7.
Okay.
Yeah, he had like a 2-year-old daughter that, like, my mom, like, would always have over because, because we didn't have much connection to him after he had passed away.
Mom or dad's side?
My mom's side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have been my mom's second youngest brother. So,
Damn.
but yeah, his name was Todd. It was when I was real young, but that will always stick with me that I was like, I had that feeling even so young, being like, the butterfly effect could have happened and stopped that, and I would never have noticed.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think I also try to take it as a lesson. Like, you ever have that feeling like when you're really sick, it's like, I would give anything to feel not sick.
Yeah.
But do you ever think about that when you're not real sick?
I think about it.
Like sometimes, like right now,
Sure.
I try to go, hey, I don't have like the craziest stuffy nose right now. I should appreciate that, you know? Or like, hey, Shane didn't die in a car crash or airplane crash when he came back. I should really appreciate that,
Yeah.
I try to think about like that alternate reality that's out there.
Yeah, I'm thankful enough to have never had to experience anything like that in my life, but Life is Strange covers that in an interesting way.
Yeah.
I felt like of how, if you did have the power, is it still the right thing to do?
Yeah.
Trying to go back and change those things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've never heard that story, Eric.
It's been so long ago. Yeah, I remember. Dude, I mean, it was rough because suddenly, like, I remember being so young that suddenly my mom was like, "Get in the car." We went in the car. We went to my Aunt Lisa's, and she left.
Mm-hmm.
And then hours later, she came back to pick us up. She's like, "All right, get in the car," And I was going, because I knew that, they're like, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be leaving. Your uncle got in a car crash. We're gonna go see what's happening," And whenever I came back, or when she came back, and I was like, "So how's Uncle Todd?" And she's like, "Oh, well, Sean made it. He just has a couple scratches on his back, and he was the guy who was driving." I'm like, "Yeah, but how's Uncle Todd?" It was like I said it in a way like, "Mom, that's not what I asked."
Yeah.
And then she just broke down like he didn't make it. I never that always stick with me, like so young and me being like, "What's that mean?"
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough, like, in my life not to have, like, a young person, I guess, die suddenly.
Yeah.
Like, of an accident. Towards, like,
he was, like, 25.
Yeah. I mean, but I don't know if I told you guys this, but my dad, he's had a pretty crazy life. I mean, he had a sibling who was, like, 6 years old when my dad was, like 14.
Yeah.
Die of, like, a stomach disease, like, real painfully. And it, tore the family apart, but and then when my dad was like 29 and he had a brother who was like 26, he was actually in the CIA, or he was going to be in the CIA.
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving, my brother was like a baby, but like during Thanksgiving, everyone was traveling to my grandma's house, and he got hit by a drunk driver, and he was in a coma and died. But so it'd be weird to be like, in your 20s, you're like, and like some of his siblings were teenagers, like my Aunt Diane, and to have like a sibling pass away like that in the middle of everyone's life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's weird that my dad went through all that, and I imagine how hard that was on him and my grandma and stuff. You know what I mean? It's weird. Is my Aunt Diane, that was like her favorite brother, and she says that she woke up middle of the night, walked in my grandma's house to the porch, looked out the window, and saw her brother Dirk wave and fade away. And then 5 minutes later, they got the phone call that he died while he was in a coma.
Yeah.
So, and I remember she told me that when I was like 11, and then she told me about it. We talked about it at a reunion a couple years ago, and she started crying, and it was like, it's been like 40 years. So it's just crazy.
I kind of have a similar story to that. I was probably 3 or 4 years old, and the first death that I ever remember was my great grandma Gray, and she was older and just passed away. But apparently, I had come out the next morning and had asked my mom why she was in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Because I dreamed it or something. It was just a weird coincidence kind of thing.
Do you remember her telling you the story?
I remember her telling me the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's just it's weird. But yeah, and it's weird because my dad was in Vietnam. He had like a Forrest Gump story, like his friend died in his arms type deal, and his best friend from high school died too, but not. He was somewhere else, like in Vietnam. You know what I mean? He didn't actually find out about it like 6 months later or whatever. But then my dad started drinking real bad when he was like a little older. So I always think like, you know what? I kind of get it. You know what I mean? Like I judged him for so long, and I realized, he had a much worse life than me. Yeah, I mean, I used to think when you're a teenager, I think everyone thinks their life's is angsty, it sucks, and then I got older and I realized that he just had a much shittier life than a lot of people. So yeah, fucking Kobe.
Yeah. I will. I mean, as much as when I was a kid and I was watching Michael Jordan and stuff, every time I see someone take a shot, that's what you think of Kobe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
And we did that in
NBA Jam.
We did that in Legends of Tomorrow because there was a creature that was called
I know, Lenny.
Kobe.
Yeah.
And every time we were like Kobe, and I'd do that.
Mm-hmm.
Every time.
Yeah, I mean, what's so cool is this guy at 17 years old came in the league, said, "I'm going to be the next Michael Jordan," and like he's 6'6", he was a shooting guard, and like, have you guys seen the edits of like the moves?
Yeah.
They're unbelievable.
No, I was watching them all week.
Like Kobe just copied his moves, and like he does them the same way, has the same mannerisms.
Yeah.
And just Jordan probably, and Phil Jackson, who coached them both, said this as well. Michael Jordan had so much raw natural talent, and he was an athlete. Like he ran like a 440, and he has the highest vertical jump in the history of the NBA. So he's also just like the greatest athlete ever too. Like Kobe didn't have as many gifts. And he literally worked himself to get to the point where he was like not quite Jordan, but he came so much closer than anybody else. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to become Jordan. Yeah, I mean, LeBron's greater in a different way.
Helps when you're tall.
Yeah, it helps. Well, I mean, he's the same build, you know what I mean? Yeah. Michael Jordan had these big ass hands though. But yeah, Kobe was a little slower, couldn't jump quite as high. Not quite as good at some things, but like he came so close, like obsessively. Like Shaq said, he came in the gym one time during a lockout, and like the lights were off, and Kobe's running around the dark cutting, pretending he had a basketball, like pretending to shoot, and Shaq just sat there and watched him for a little bit. He's like, this is fucking nuts. He's like, I'm pretty sure it helped him though. He just pretend like he's playing in the dark. Like, just people said like during the Olympics, like they came down for breakfast at 9 a.m. for Team USA. It was like I think it was when we were in Vegas, and Kobe walks in full of sweat. And they found out that he woke up at 3 a.m, went on a 40-mile bike ride in the desert with Tim Grover, his trainer, and security, like cars behind him. Came back to the facility, practiced and shot 800 shots. And then, covered with sweat, met everyone for breakfast, and they were just yawning. They just got up. And LeBron said that's when he realized, like, that's what the greats do. Like, Jordan didn't have to do that as much. He worked really hard because he's so naturally great. But Kobe worked, so much harder than people who were even much worse than him. Yeah, I mean, so just really cool. David Goggins.
Yeah, I don't think I will ever work that hard for anything.
Well, I used to think I worked real hard, at sports. Like when I want to be good at something, I feel like I obsess over it. Don't you think I have a fair amount of obsession over something when I want something, I want to be good at something.
Yeah.
But like, this guy was a whole nother level.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like the guy's he's physically gifted, but that's not enough. There's a lot of physically gifted people out there that will never achieve something like that because they just don't have the drive,
Yeah, yeah.
They have to have both.
You're combining like raw, like really like awesome, amazing talent with drive.
Yeah.
And what's so cool is like after basketball, he applied that to everything else.
Like imagine like if you got up like at 3:38 in the morning every day, played like 800 matches of Smash. Like you're just striving to be the best. Like how good you'd be.
Well, I read this somewhere. I guess maybe someone correct me. I'm pretty sure like there's a small percentage of population of people in the world who don't need like 8 hours of sleep to function.
That is true. There's a certain gene that certain people don't. They can get away with like 5 hours.
Like 3 or 5.
Like 4 or 5.
And Kobe, I think he claimed to have this.
Yeah.
So like he would go to bed at like fucking 11, wake up at like 3 or 4.
I mean, I'm so jealous of those people.
Oh, I know, me too. Like, what if we just all had that?
That would just be amazing.
Just put out more videos.
I mean, not even that. Just like, just being able to do more during the day.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I wake up, I've gotten 8 hours, and I'm still like, no, puppy, I'm not going outside,
Yeah.
And puppy's like, I gotta pee, come on. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn it. If I had 8.5 hours of sleep, maybe I'd be better. But no, I just suck. I'm lazy and I'm fat, and I'm not gonna achieve that.
Short sleeper syndrome, someone said. I don't know if that's right, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know this. Yeah, John Williams did do the music for Kobe's movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
did he?
Yeah. And I know the guy who.
Hey, if I was Kobe and I was like, well, I can have anything, and I have all this, I strive for success. I'm like, I'll go get John Williams.
Well, I read like all these CEOs, like they just got random calls from Kobe, and they said they'd give him at 3 a.m. Like I was wondering about this,
Yeah, gotcha.
and people are like, "Why? This is crazy. This guy, like, he really thinks." Like he called J.K. Rowling to talk about storytelling, and afterwards he thought, "Okay, I can do what she did because now I know." And he thought he could do that. It just psychotic belief in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's real cool, and it's tragic in some ways too.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, imagine someone like that, but doing it for nefarious purposes. Like they just take over the world. I mean, that's probably what Genghis Khan was.
Yeah,
Genghis Khan probably would be a great basketball player.
he probably would.
Like he probably would be really good at MMA right now.
Hmm.
And not have all that happen.
Yeah. Oh man.
Alexander the Great. That could be a name in an MMA fight.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
But Floyd Mayweather, the guy's not a perfect person, but like his training regimen is nuts. Like same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like he does these crazy things to get better. Like Manny Pacquiao did the same thing, and they both come from poverty.
To me, it makes you think too. Like there's certain avenues that people will go in. Like a kid will grow up playing basketball and achieve to be the best basketball player. But what if someone like LeBron, like he's just physically he's outstanding, But what if he went to like MMA? Like what would his career be like?
LeBron?
Let's say that. I'm saying like someone that's like extremely gifted physically will just have, like Brock Lesnar just built like a big giant brick house,
Yeah.
Like, but he probably won't go to basketball. But what if you had one of those guys go to like MMA?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder what they would like taking Kobe's like dedication. Like, how far would they go? Would it be it definitely wouldn't be as lucrative,
Well, I mean, a lot of these sports at a high level, they select for certain body types.
Sure,
now. What's really cool, there's this book called The Sports Gene that addresses that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like for some people, it's basically nature and nurture, but for some people it comes easy.
Like, those are the kind of things, like, if I did have that, like, magic button to, like, I want to look at an alternate world in which Kobe became, like, this and not a basketball player. Like,
I think it's like, there's a saying, like, if your parents played any professional sport,
mm-hmm.
you're, like, 70 times more likely to be a Division I athlete in any other sport.
70?
Like, 70. Like, in
now,
any other
is that
sport.
Just because of, like the gift of their genetics? Is that like nature versus nurture? Is it
probably
nepotism? Because the coaches want you on there.
It's probably all that.
That's Kobe's son.
It's probably all that. But at a certain level, it's genetics. At a certain level, it's genetics.
It's got to be.
Like these guys, most of them are taller, stronger, have faster reflexes. More type 2 muscle. more type 1 muscle fibers.
Well, it's not just that though. If you also look at I guarantee there's a fairly high percentage of kids falling into the profession that their parents had.
True.
In just a general sense. Like if your father or parents were a doctor or in the medical field, there's probably a higher chance you'll go in the medical field.
Yeah.
Because that's probably around you a lot.
Stepbrothers,
the
family business.
Like another avenue is like in my dad's side of the family, there's a huge number of people that were just like kind of naturally good at drawing. Like I have a bunch of aunts and uncles that were like very, very good hand-eye coordination, and like they weren't ever trained or anything. They just kind of could draw. Like me and my brother are the same way.
Probably something to say there.
Like, is that a genetic thing, or is it because
you learned that
we
model?
Like I saw people drawing, I drew more. Like is it like it's got to be both?
It's probably a little bit of both.
But like I always thought that was interesting. Like I wonder how much is more than the other.
The more we learn about the natural world, like the more convinced I am that it's genetic.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly genetic.
Yeah.
Because you have all these studies where people have different parents and twins. And it's the same shit happens.
Yeah, but like farming. That's probably
Genetic.
being around
I'm
people.
just kidding.
It's probably
I'm
not
just kidding.
genetic.
Yeah.
That's probably more of being around people who are farmers, and that's
Yeah.
the life you grew up in, and that's what you fall back into
True.
or something, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Rather than it being a genetic
But like
thing
you know,
necessarily.
to use the word like talent, because you could learn if you could have no talent in drawing and practice
Yeah,
and
like
get
me.
good. You know,
No talent.
Same thing with athletics, like a talent to a certain sport. You know, but that doesn't mean that you like you know. I mean, Kobe's built for it, but he also worked harder than I'll ever work in my life. You know.
Yeah. He
to
wouldn't
do
be
it.
a lineman.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
so, like you know, there's talent. And is like, do you say that is because you did it more when you were a kid and you're more
Yeah.
likely to it, or is it because
Well-
there's just something about your family that did that? You know, really interesting questions that you don't have really an answer to.
Yeah, one thing that's cool in this book is, you know, he compared like track is like it's a sport where obviously everything is very observable and measurable. We
Yeah.
can look at people, we can look at their times. And go, okay, you know, I mean, it's you know, like with basketball, football, you can debate so many things, eras, and you know, it's harder. But anyway, so there's this one high jumper. There's two of them. I can't remember their names, but one's legendary. He was high jumping in high school, college, and he was one of those guys who was always good. He kept getting better and better and better. He did all these things at the time science told him to do to make himself better. And he increased his high jump a little bit every year until you can do it until you're about like mid to late 20s. Okay. And then like not too long before the Olympics, there's this guy who was like 19 who just started doing track like his senior year, high jumping. He was breaking all these records. And then he got to the Olympic level and was against this guy basically who's done it his whole life, just because this guy was had this aptitude genetically to be amazing. And the other guy, you know, if you look at some of the stuff when he was younger, he was always good, but he wasn't like what Kobe, you know, he wasn't like incredibly gifted. He just had the absolute drive. And the other guy didn't have the absolute drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was known also for like showing up, like not doing anything his trainers told him to do. Like he'd eat like crappy food, like or have like a heavy breakfast, and he would show up drunk, and he would just be that good. And the other guy did everything perfectly, and he was just as good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, doing all the right things because you had to. So it's just They always say 10,000 hours. That came from like a quote from like the 80s, but it's not really 10,000 hours. You know.
Right.
You know, for some people it's much less. Yeah.
Well, I don't have a good segue, but I want to talk about Death Stranding
Okay.
a little bit.
Because you
Well,
finished off
speaking of
that.
10,000 hours.
Yeah, speaking of
Yeah.
10,000 hours,
There's
no,
your segue.
it was like 47 hours, something minutes.
Yeah, it's a long game.
Yeah, longer than I anticipated it to be originally going in, because, I just had no idea. But it was an interesting ending. I don't want to spoil anything. I know Aaron wants to play it, I'm sure.
I do, yeah. I haven't started it yet. I need to.
Yeah, there are people.
Right now, I need to get through. I need to beat my Pokemon White game so I can try to get my Heart Gold characters or Pokemon into White, and then that into the bank, and then that into Home, and then that into Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
That's where they get you, man. They got you. They got you deep.
But the Death Stranding reminds me a lot of Code Geass in a lot of ways, where
Okay.
it has an amazing ending.
Okay.
A very emotional ending as well. I broke down in tears 4 separate times, I
Yeah.
think, during that stream
Damn.
on Tuesday. Just a lot going into it. Like Code Geass, it has some pacing issues, I feel like. And some of the story stuff is just batshit insane and doesn't make a lot of sense.
Sure.
But the character stuff is great all the way through. And I think that's true in Code Geass as well. So I correlate them a lot together in terms of like explaining to you.
Do you? So the one thing in Code Geass, like, as I enjoyed overall Code Geass, like that finale was fantastic, you know. But the one thing in Code Geass always got me is I felt like I was supposed to understand what they were saying and didn't.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you were supposed to understand Death Stranding, or was it going over your head in a negative way?
Well, it's tough to know, right? Because like I felt a similar way in Metal Gear Solid 2. And like the first time I beat that, I didn't understand anything that was going on at the end of Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, for sure. You're like, what the what? Purple scissors? What was going on?
But eventually,
Patriots.
over the years, and some of this has taken outside reading as well, like I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of what that story and what that ending is, and I like it very much. Death Stranding gives you almost all of those answers in the last 5% of the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Almost all. Okay.
you and the world are all equally confused for 95% of that game, I feel like. And then it kind of just info dumps it to you all at the end.
Yeah.
During the credits.
Sure.
Which is weird.
During the credit.
That's crazy.
It's like sliding home in baseball.
Well, like, I don't want to spoil
anything. Yeah.
But, like, you see the credits like 3 times in that game.
Oh, okay. So it's like a trailer. It's like a Hideo trailer. It keeps going.
Yeah, yeah.
And so one of the credits is interactive in a way.
Okay.
And so, like, you are interacting, there are credits, and then the interaction stops. You get an info dump, and then the credits and the interaction start again. And it kind of does that over and over again. You get most of the answers for all the questions that you kind of had. And some of them are more satisfying than others.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them still, it's kind of like, I guess that makes sense, but that's weird.
Maybe
still.
there'll be more, you know? Like, I don't know how it ends, but like Metal Gear Solid 1, when I beat that, I was like, okay, well, this is over now.
Yeah.
Then they had Metal Gear Solid 2. And then that ended like, well, there must be more, you know?
I can't imagine there's going to be a sequel to it.
You mean it didn't end saying Mr. President?
No, it did not. No, it had like a after credits thing, but it wasn't something that was an unanswered question.
Okay.
It was just another clarification to something that you didn't even know you had the question for. I guess.
Hideo, his mind has to be a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
Well,
Like,
he just creates all this lore.
well, yeah, but you know, like, I mean, even if you just watch the trailers of it, like these little babies inside these things, like who came up with that?
Yeah.
And they're coming out of esophaguses or something, you know? And
I'm curious on his thought process.
Yeah.
Is it forward or backward? Like, because I feel
does
like
he come
like,
up with the ending?
Like, yeah, they're like, well, do you come up with like, all right, here's something batshit insane. He throws like 4 words at a dart, or a dart at like a word like balloon thing.
Pop,
It's
pop,
like
pop,
that.
pop.
Okay, baby esophagus in a bag. All right, he starts writing like, why that makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if it's like that, or if it's like a okay, I have an idea, and then from that, thus this, from that, thus this,
So
and then just reveals it backwards in the story, you know?
Yeah, that's answerable in Metal Gear, in that like his idea was he wanted a game where you had to be stealthy.
Yeah.
Like you didn't have to do quite so much killing.
Sure.
And so he made that for the MSX or whatever.
Didn't some of that
PC
come
was
from
called.
limitations too, of like their hardware or something?
Some of that as well. Yeah.
Because I think they were originally working on like, well, we're gonna make like a shooter kind of game, but then that wasn't able to work in the hardware. So like, okay, we're gonna make a stealth kind of game, and you don't want to get caught.
Right.
And then that kind of just evolved over time of like, all right, well, here's the story of the stealth aspect and what we're doing. Lots of people, you're trying to sneak in, and then it just kind of kept going with the story, and then it grew into Metal Gear Solid 4 and 5 and stuff, you know?
And in Metal Gear Solid Onward, like he definitely has messages that he's trying to convey in his games about society and the world in general. And in Death Stranding, they're definitely the most overt, I feel like.
Gotcha.
Because there's all this like "Make America Great Again" and like
Yeah.
themes of all these people are isolated, but they were isolated before this event happened, and that's what caused the destruction of the world kind of thing. And it's through a lack of real connections to people that all this happened.
Cell phones. It's the end of the world. Internet.
Yeah. I was always curious about like that thought process of the mystery box, you know, and like you keep pulling more and more out. And sometimes I feel like when you get to the end of the box, the answers, like the actual like overall, if you look at it all at once, isn't that great. But the reveal is great, you know. Like I don't know. I always thought like, well, how does someone do that? And obviously, there's different ways to do it. I wonder how he does it, you know. Because like in the first like couple of trailers we did for Death Stranding, I remember being like, oh, okay, well, this is fucking, what is this, you know? But by the end, I was like, I don't know what this, I don't think it is anything, you know? I was like, it could just be like some shit, and like when you buy your ticket, and you're like, oh yeah, it doesn't connect at all. I'm like, ha ha.
I mean, it's all explained and it all connects, but it like doesn't connect in our reality. So it's not like a Usual Suspects like twist.
Gotcha.
Or something that's like, oh, you know, if I had paid attention, like maybe all that would have made sense.
Gotcha.
Like the world is just works differently than our world does, and you couldn't have really guessed most of these things, but they do make sense, and they do have a greater message to them.
Yeah.
Some interesting stuff, and a game I'll never forget. I'm glad I played.
Good.
I don't know if I'll ever play it again, necessarily, but I will definitely watch some of those cutscenes again, because damn. Apparently he's working on a movie as well, or a film project of some kind.
Really?
Yeah, so we'll see like a non-interactive story from him.
That'd be interesting. I mean, he's good at cutscenes.
He is.
Really good.
Yeah. You know, speaking of movie, it's pretty much been confirmed that there's going to be a Lethal Weapon 5.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Be-
You excited?
Everything comes
yeah.
back.
Because they're not too old for this shit.
They're not?
No, that's what they said in 4.
Well,
Yeah.
I do know that, what's the director's name? Richard Donner?
I have no
He
idea.
did the old ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I know that they wanted to do it for a while, and they were trying to do it in 2012, but Mel turned it down because he didn't like the story. And they got a new story that I guess the director-writer is absolutely in love with, and Mel Gibson signed on right away.
Danny?
Danny Glover, it's been said that everyone's
Joe?
back.
You ain't.
Right?
I
Wasn't it
don't-
Joe Pesci? Is that who it was?
Joe Pesci.
Right? Leo Getz?
Yeah.
Is he in it?
I don't know.
You want to hear some shit?
I know. What?
I've never seen any Lethal Weapon movie.
Really?
Why not?
Not one.
Did you see the Jet Li fighting scene?
No. I've seen it like parodied and
Like-
talked about, and Riggs and Murtaugh.
Did you watch a TV show?
Huh?
Did you watch a TV show?
No.
Oh, Jesus,
No,
Eric.
I haven't seen
Dude,
the TV
like,
show.
when
Never
we're doing
seen
fight
a single
choreography,
one.
I look at Mel Gibson's performance when he's getting his ass kicked.
Mhm.
When he fucking snaps his shoulder back into fucking place. Like,
No, the Lethal Weapon movies are all like I
They're
enjoy
all
them. They're all
fucking-
fun comedy action kind of movies
Yeah.
and stuff, and I have fun watching all those.
they're awesome.
So to have a
Fucking-
Lethal Weapon 5, hopefully the story's good. They've all had fairly different stories.
It's
They
being said
haven't-
like this is the last one. Like they're making it so this is the last one because they didn't have like a wrap up one.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the last one ended pretty good. I was fine with we're family. That was great.
What was the one
We're
I've
done.
seen the least?
Spoilers. Now I know that there's family.
Yeah. No, it's just
I hate when you do that.
Just the
I hate it
last-
when you do that.
and the last thing of it is just like you guys all work together. It's like, no, we're family, and then it ends, and it's like, why can't we be friends? And playing that music, it's like, that's a great ending. It was like little
Yeah.
clip books of things from the past. It was awesome. Like, yeah, that's an ending. What do you mean?
No, I mean everything I know about it is mostly from. There's 2 episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where the boys make the next Lethal Weapon.
So someone in chat just said that.
It's so fucking funny, and like you actually get to watch their movie like being made and watch scenes from it, and then halfway through they like switch roles because they don't like who they're playing, and the one guy is just playing it straight, but the other guy's wearing blackface. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's like trying to make movies with you and Ryan, Rick.
But he was black. Was he?
Ryan was. It was the difference in size between Rick to Eric, and Ryan was black,
Yeah.
and he was wearing basketball shorts, and Rick was wearing jeans.
So they switched character roles?
At one point, because Ryan didn't want to do the stunt of falling over the log.
Yeah. Well,
So
it wasn't so much we switched roles that I was a stuntman.
Yeah, he was the stunt man for Ryan. It looked nothing like it. He
Skinny
literally
white.
he literally
stuntman.
falls. Ryan falls back against a log, and he's supposed to just flip over it backwards, and he didn't want to do that. So he hits the log, and then it cut to Rick flipping over the log, and then it's Rick wearing like camouflage and blue jeans, and obviously much skinnier.
Yeah.
He falls over, and then it cuts
And like
back.
a foot taller.
Yeah, and it cuts back, and it's Ryan wearing these red basketball shorts with his black legs just hanging over it, and it's like it's obviously not the same person at all.
That's great.
You had
though.
this skinny white guy, and you had this
There's
bigger black
something
guy,
I-
and it just didn't make any
There's
sense.
something about when you watch like stunts in like a crappy TV show, and it's so obvious that is the stunt, with
Yeah.
a terrible wig on or something, that I really enjoy. I'm like, oh look, the stunt guy.
My favorite one is The Mummy, where Eve is on the ladder in the library and she knocks all the bookshelves over.
Yeah.
Like, that is a man. And that is
Yeah.
a burly man with hairy legs wearing a wig
What, in Mummy?
in The Mummy.
I've
yeah.
never noticed.
I mean, that's the best part of Spaceballs. Like, you idiots, you caught their stunt double, and they turn around, and it's a big guy in a dress with a cigar.
I do like that. That's good. No. Well, it's like that one. There's a bad movie that Rick showed me where like this woman's like hiding behind a curtain from gunfire, and I'm like, what the hell? That's not gonna do anything. And then she's like looking, and she looks at a church like window, and she goes to jump out of it, and it switches to obviously a man
Yeah.
in a blonde wig wearing the same outfit, jumping through this window and rolling down the hill, and then she gets up like, ugh, and then runs away, and it's like that obviously wasn't her.
That's fantastic. I'm so happy.
Oh man, but yeah. So I don't know. It was fun making those movies, but there were some things like obviously no one's gonna believe this. I had a firecracker blow up in my hand. I got shot in the
Yeah.
face with a BB gun.
You did?
That was supposedly empty. Rick almost
Everyone
shot a
has
rocket
a-
at my head.
Everyone has a story of
Yeah.
like a BB gun supposedly being empty.
Oh yeah.
Like 2 of my cousins have it. A couple guys I went to high school have it. You guys have it.
Dude,
Yeah.
I think it was Ryan that shot me.
It was.
But like it was this BB gun that was empty, and he would pump it up and then point it at my face and shoot it. I'm like, stop doing that. It's empty.
I hate that.
And I'm
Man.
like,
I hate that
ow!
so much.
He goes, haha, it's funny, it's empty. I'm like, no, it hurt. You just shot me, fuck. And I was like, huh? And I move my hand. He goes, ooh.
Yeah, you're right.
Like-
Everybody has a story like that.
Then when you took it and went to like pour it out, there was like 50 in there. It's
There
just
were
like,
so many.
Dude, nothing
So
like makes
many.
me more uncomfortable or pisses me off than people playing around with guns.
Yeah,
Like that.
right?
Like it's.
Not being responsible with them. Yeah.
Like,
could've
I want
lost-
my dad to come here and whoop your
I
ass.
could have lost my.
You know?
It hit me like on my cheekbone.
Yeah.
It could have destroyed my eyeball. You know, I could have no eye. Could have no eye.
Look how
Rick.
much different
Instead
your
you have
life
no
would be.
hair.
If I had no eye,
Yeah.
I look badass.
You might. I don't know.
If you if you shaved your head,
I'd have to have a monocle.
but you die and Rick would take it, throw it in the river.
See that catch?
But no, like, I don't know.
Ah, damn, I missed it.
I would. My right eye was better than my left eye, so my right eye might have had to have gotten stronger, and it might not have been. I felt like this used to be a really good eye, but I had to wear glasses for my left eye, so they gave me a prescription for my right eye to make it a little better. And then my eye's like, you know what? Fuck it, I don't care anymore, and it keeps getting worse and
That's
worse.
because your eyes, the muscles in your eyes that adjust, fucking they atrophy with glasses, dude. My fucking eyes have gotten a hell of a lot worse with glasses.
I used to never wear my glasses. My eyes never changed. Started wearing my glasses every time I did stuff, and they slowly just kept getting worse and worse. To now, I have to just wear my glasses to see shit, anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stop wearing them.
I've always wanted to get like
I'll
eye-
just glare at the TV like, what the fuck happened? You know?
You're gonna do that. Eric's not gonna be able to hear. I'm
Oh,
gonna have
that was hilarious too this week.
You should tell it.
Yeah, we were in the office downstairs, and I kept like calling, like, Eric, come here, I want you to see something on the computer. And he'd come in, what? You know, and I'd show him. He's like, oh, okay. And then I keep talking, and then suddenly Rick, who was also behind me, is like, he's not here. Come on. I turned, you know, I was like, I can't hear very well. And I turned like, oh, Aaron's gone, you know. And then later, Aaron would come back in, so I kept talking, and then Rick, like, he's gone again. The way it was happening, and Rick described it like a blind man, like trying to walk around, and you just feel bad for him, like there's something from the way, you know, you're gonna hit it, but he just like he's gone again.
I couldn't help but think of how many conversations Eric has had just on his own
Would be
when
you
the
wouldn't
person
be
is
surprised.
long gone.
It happens a
And
lot.
how long
honestly.
did it take him to notice?
I like to think it's funny too, because I'll notice and be like, and I'm just
dude.
and by myself talking to myself. I'll do that a lot. I do it here all the time. Where I think someone's here and I'm talking, I turn around, they're not there, and then you know I keep talking like just to
Sure.
show I'm not crazy.
Yeah, just to keep up the gimmick.
Yeah.
Like Herman did in
Yes.
Cthulhu.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, that was really funny too.
I kept trying to leave to go make something to eat, and you kept
Yeah.
on saying I came back, and then all right, cool, and
Yeah.
I'd leave again. You kept talking. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck. And Rick kept on me like, Aaron, you keep leaving. I'm like, what? My head's cold.
Do it. Come
My
on.
head's cold.
Do it. Come on.
Nope.
Before it fades.
No.
I got a couple.
It's not gonna be good next
news.
week.
Eat more carrots. I eat carrots. Broccoli. I love broccoli.
You can't just eat carrots.
Couple of news items.
news items.
Yeah, we heard about Cowboy Bebop getting a live action, but another show that we're reacting to is getting a live action.
Bring Bad.
Steins Gate.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently so.
Who's doing that?
Well, it's a live action Hollywood TV adaptation
Oh.
of the popular Steins Gate novel.
Hollywood TV.
I don't know what that means. This is from Crunchyroll.com.
Huh.
Crunchyroll.
Information is sparse. We know that's being produced by Skydance Media, who has produced Altered Carbon and Grace and Frankie for
Okay.
Netflix, as well as Terminator Dark Fate film and the upcoming Top Gun Maverick film.
No, I don't. I mean,
Yeah.
I think you could do that with not the biggest budget.
Yeah.
That's what we've seen so
So
far.
far,
Yeah.
what we've seen, I don't know that
You just
need a
gotta
whole
get
lot.
the perfect cast.
Yeah, you would need a good cast.
The
for it.
perfect cast.
Also, would it take place in Japan?
Wait, is it a movie or TV show?
You said it's a Hollywood.
This
TV
says
show.
it says a Hollywood TV show.
It could be interesting. Yeah, I think that whole show is.
The original
It-
announcement's in Japanese.
It
so-
either it works or it doesn't work based on the characters.
yeah,
So you gotta have good casting for it. I feel like.
like Bebop. It takes a lot to make that work. I feel like fight choreography, music,
Yeah.
design.
design.
Yeah.
yeah. But yes, Steins Gate, at least what we've seen so far, is mainly dudes talking in an apartment.
Yeah.
So,
And ladies.
yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Like it would be.
Damn it, woman! This is science.
Like there'd be a lot more for like maybe like Hunter x Hunter, Naruto, Attack on Titan. Like that wouldn't be just on like how the characters are. You
Yeah.
need a lot more to
I
those
mean,
ones. You know?
it's gonna be hard to do a good Dragon Ball movie.
Yeah.
It'll be hard.
Yeah.
Speaking of, one that I think is going to be impossible has
Yeah.
been ordered by Netflix.
There's already one good one.
Has been ordered by Netflix is a One Piece live adaptation.
I saw that. Yeah.
Well, they'll have to add in filler probably.
I can't imagine it.
That'd
Yeah?
be interesting.
Like the fight scenes are.
That might be the one where we're like, yes, we'll do One Piece. Just a live action adaptation
Oh,
so that we can
no.
start, you know?
Everyone would be so salty.
Well, what if it's good? It could be good.
Yeah, what if it's good?
You
Rick?
don't know. You can't judge it yet.
Well,
Just because it's live action, Rick, you're gonna judge it.
no,
Judge.
it's more just of like, when you read The Watchmen and you're like, well, there's no way they can ever make this into a thing. Or you read Dune and you're like, oh, they can't make this into a movie. I just.
They said that about Lord of the Rings,
That's true.
and it happened.
Dragon Ball.
And they said that about Watchmen. Watchmen did pretty well. The movie.
Yeah, I like.
They just changed the ending.
I like the TV show too.
And the TV show was fucking great.
I thought it was so good.
I was legitimately thinking of a line earlier when we were talking about sadness. And I was going to say, like, people need to experience that show without hearing that line.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. But yeah, no. I mean, they probably said about The Witcher, Rick.
Oh, I said that about The Witcher.
See? See? You gotta at least try it. It might be good.
Sure. It's more that, like, Luffy's main thing is that Mr. Fantastic, he can stretch his body and fight.
Sure.
And, like, how do you do that so it looks well in live action? Like, even in the Fantastic Four movies, it didn't look particularly good.
What?
And One Piece goes way crazier, I feel like.
I didn't have any issues with Fantastic Four stretches.
I think the Roger Corman stuff looks better.
Rick.
You need to watch fucking Flash. Do it well in Flash.
Yeah, I like what they
And
do in
that's
Flash.
television.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Dude, he did some cool shit in there too. Oh man.
And it's silly, but it works. Yeah.
Very,
You could.
very much so.
I think you could pull it off. I mean, granted, I don't know about the story or the character of the world or anything, but just in terms of that, I mean, in this day and age, you probably make it look okay. You know, and honestly, like that kind of stuff. Sometimes the worse it looks, the funnier it can be. You know, like just like doing it in editing and like having like one shot of it, and then you just have someone's hand like, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny too. Yeah, I mean, I've heard about One Piece, Cowboy Bebop. A lot of these are getting adaptations.
Mm-hmm.
You guys still haven't seen the Death Note one?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
I have not.
I haven't. There's a Full Metal Alchemist one as well.
We should put that on a
Yeah,
reaction.
which I've seen like the first like 15 minutes of it, and it was dubbed with the actors who played the characters in the
Oh,
Brotherhood.
Really?
So like Ed and Al were those
That's
actors.
kind of cool.
It was kind of cool, but like it was, I don't know. I felt like it was one of those that's like is trying too hard to look
We should
like
put-
it looked like a really good cosplay, but not like a person.
I feel
Not
like
a
that
person.
to get Al.
No,
I
not
feel like
Al.
would be hard.
Al, I get you. Ed, it just felt like a cosplay jacket as opposed to
Gotcha.
like a lived-in jacket. Is
We
when I
should-
saw it, but
we should put those in the reaction polls,
it
maybe.
could be cool.
You know, it might be kind of similar to.
I thought the trailer looked awesome.
Depending on how good or bad it is, you know, it could be something good
Yeah,
that we
it-
react to, or it could be something bad like
anything
Avatar.
we put on the reaction poll. We put Kenshin, the live action, on the reaction poll.
Yo, yeah.
That's a lot of rhymes.
It wasn't?
It
I
was
don't
just
Oh yeah, Kenshin.
yeah. It might be one of those things where it's like that might be so not great. It's a good
It's
reaction.
good,
Yeah.
sure.
How are they gonna do Attack on Titan live action?
Are they?
That's what someone said.
Really?
They're
I think
supposed to
I
do
heard that somewhere.
Attack on Titan live
That would be
action.
sweet. I would
You gotta
love
put
that.
some money in that, or it's not gonna look great.
I don't know. You just need some like.
Though I did see a live performance of someone like an orchestra doing the thing, and on stage they had guys in those like the ODM gear, and they fucking took off. It was like da da da. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's like
I
a
think
Spider-Man musical.
That part could be done easily. It's just
Yeah.
making sure the Titans and
Yeah.
like manipulation between those and interactions with the real people
Yeah.
work well.
There's a 2015 Japanese one that came out already.
There's already Attack on Titan one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I thought it was like a Hollywood one happening.
I thought there was going to be one.
It's been out forever. Shane, stop Googling anything Attack on Titan.
Yeah. Got to be careful. We only got one season left.
I don't look up anything.
Yeah, one season left, man.
Speaking of mystery boxes.
Yeah, I know exactly right.
That show I love so much, but it just disturbs the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
God damn, those fucking big ass zombies chasing you, fucking with their blank stares.
That was my favorite Blind Wave video to watch each week when you guys were catching up.
Fucking
But
hate
it was,
these things.
But it was my but it was my favorite show. Like probably the thing that I didn't watch on Blind Wave. Probably my favorite. And whenever it came back live, I'm like, I want to do it so bad because, man, I love this show. The visuals and the music and the set pieces are so amazing in that.
It's really good.
No, yeah.
Did you want to cover or speak about this story? I can't pronounce her last name.
Oh, Melissa?
Yeah.
Melissa Benoist. Yeah, I mean, there was a video that she did a while back. I know I'd watched through it. I Eric, did you watch through it, I imagine? Or
I think I read a story about it. I don't think I watched her video.
yeah, I watched. I don't know if I watched all of it, but I mean, I know it's been posted in our Discord and stuff about it. But
And who is she? She's Supergirl?
she plays Supergirl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Melissa
she was
Benoist.
on. She was on Glee, Supergirl. I think she's been in a few movies and stuff too. I don't know a ton of her IMDb history and stuff too, but no, I mean it's sad. She just discusses abuse and stuff like that too, in relationships and marriage and whatnot, and her ex-husband like abused her. So it's sad. It's not good stuff at
Yeah.
all, you know.
She's getting awareness out there.
Yeah, she's speaking for it. I mean, I know that she was with a celebrity. You know, that was who her husband was. So
Yeah,
there
she was married to somebody that was in Glee, apparently, right?
Yeah, he was in Glee. He was also in he was in Supergirl as Cat Grant's son.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, from the way the things I saw on the internet, like some people were like hating on her for speaking out about it. I guess I don't know. It seemed weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I didn't get it, but I mean, I think she was trying to talk to people who are in similar types of relationships and instances and stuff like that too, about like, you know, don't be afraid of speaking out and trying to get out of that, and don't just keep yourself in it. So
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like disagree with things that she was saying necessarily. I didn't watch the entire video or anything,
Mhm.
but yeah, I don't know. I don't have too much else on that necessarily, but I know there was a couple comments of wanting to see what we thought about it. And
Yeah, I
whatnot,
saw it
but-
in the Discord for the live podcast suggestions. I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah,
but-
she's currently married to another actor who's from Supergirl, or was in previous seasons of Supergirl at least. So, but he's that seems good, which is good for her. But yeah, I think it was. I don't know what brought it out necessarily, but I think it was just more of a, you know, if you're in this kind of relationship or having these kinds of issues, you know, don't feel like you should be stuck in it and stay in it.
Or that you're alone.
Yeah, you can get out of it too, and it doesn't just happen to people who are, you know, it happens to anybody. You know,
Yeah.
she's someone known on TV and movies and that kind of stuff too, and you know, it can happen to anybody.
Mm-hmm. Want to show this from Discord? Hopefully it works.
It's an eyeball.
Oh, that's from Naruto.
Hey, that's cool.
That is really cool.
That's awesome.
That is from...
Who made
let me
that?
Look up his name here.
Oh, that's so cool.
Or her name. Zenga is the one that posted it
Zenga.
on Discord. I
Zanga.
thought that was very cool.
Fucking shouldn't have used it.
That is really cool. The Sharingan eye.
Shuriken Eye.
Yeah. So that's the thing that can make you see the copies. So like you can copy Blind Wave, right?
Yeah.
Or no, we copy others because it's our eye.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like the normies in their note taking. So we already have it.
Yeah, got it.
Take that shit.
They don't take notes anymore. No, I'm okay.
All right. I got a lot of questions.
Yeah, let's
If
jump
you
into some
guys
questions.
Don't have anything else. So, for example, let's just go ahead and start with this one. Who took the last poop?
I pooped this morning.
Probably me.
I
Yeah,
did
Shane-
it
I think
here.
Shane-
Yeah, I think you were the last one.
Shane's
At
the
least
last poop.
you walked away at one point and said, "I'm gonna poop,"
Yeah.
and I haven't pooped since that poop.
That is a fantastic question.
I feel like I gotta poop again here in a second.
it-
But we started questions. I think, oh shit. I should poop a little bit ago.
Any questions that are will we react to X? The answer is always maybe.
Yeah.
So
Always maybe.
won't be reading those. Carl, hey Shane, just watched The Last Samurai and Toy Soldiers this week after hearing you say about how great they were and loved them both. Do you have any other film recommendations for me?
Stand By Me, if you haven't seen that.
Stand By Me is good.
Stand By Me is the shiznaz.
I love Tommy Lee Jones and Toy Soldiers.
Dragonheart.
Dragonheart, yeah. And maybe you have one of these obscure movies from my childhood. Dragonheart, Warriors of Virtue.
Yeah.
Warriors.
So good.
You know what I went home and watched last week? Mask of Zorro.
Oh, yeah.
That's so good.
I love watching it again, man. The sword fights in that are beautiful. They're Bob Anderson.
Is that
they're fucking good.
is
Yeah.
that the one we always reference?
Yeah.
You never
Remedy! You will never be rid of me! Though it happens out of order than that. But yes, that is the one.
Now that I know you have to poop, I'm only going to give Shane questions. Chansey Black Onyx. Shane, what are your thoughts on the rumored KotoR remake / reimagining?
From what I heard about it, I think it's a great idea. I know, I know people who are running the new canon, which is most of the people from the old canon. They still consider a lot of that old stuff canon.
Yeah.
But they also obviously it's a business. If you could reintroduce it in a way and maybe make it better and make more money doing it, then great.
Now, it's like remake the story or remake the game.
KotoR 1 and 2. They want to take those two stories and possibly make one big game out of them, or maybe two.
I think
but they would
do
change
that now because it'd be something like Final Fantasy.
Yeah, they would.
How much more they're adding to it?
Yeah, they would change some things and just incorporate it in a new canon better. Yeah, but yeah, it's a pretty big rumor.
I hope that they do it.
So
in a
like
way,
the story of Revenant in the Exile as one game.
I don't know. Yeah.
I hope they do it in a way where, as you're playing through, you can do missions of all your team, because before the way it was and the way it was set up, you had to play through it like 3 times to be able to try to do because you would level up your friendship basically with each one, and you couldn't do that with everybody.
No.
So you either got half of some of them, or you got all of 2 of them, or
it got to the point where it was pretty rare where I took Mission Vow out.
Yeah, but then you never got to do her brother missions and stuff like that.
But I took a lot of Canderous. I took a lot of Johani.
Yeah.
A lot,
you didn't take Karth?
Not much.
Damn, man.
I need a Jedi.
Take Bastila.
Yeah, I took her.
Yeah.
She's not Karth.
Her and Karth.
Sometimes. Well, it was on Membin or something. I'm like, yeah, I'll take Karth, I guess.
Yeah.
You know? You listen to these Selkath when they were talking. Fucking, what do you think, Karth? You know? That's what I did. Anyway, that better be in the new game if they're doing a new one. I did see, between the KotoR 1 and 2, there I think there needs to be a little bit of that separation between, with Darth Treya and all that stuff, Yeah.
Depends how they do it.
Yeah. Plus, KoTOR 2, it had so much stuff cut from it because they were Obsidian tried to push it out at a holiday.
And they cut
out
whole
an entire
planet.
Yeah.
And then they also cut, there was something else they cut out too. I forget what it was, but there was a whole planet that you're supposed to go to. So the ending just it feels weird.
Sure.
You just fly off in the end. Just ends. Yeah.
It's like Sopranos. When all of a sudden it just
wasn't that bad.
I haven't seen it.
I hear it because I never watched it.
I never saw Sopranos either.
I just will not be shocked by the ending with Sopranos because it's so famous.
Yeah. Klepto has a couple questions.
Klepto.
Which would be better to support y'all, a regular sub or a Twitch Prime sub? I think they're exactly the same.
I think I went through this
Damn it,
maybe.
Aaron.
I don't remember.
Just to tell people that don't want to know.
Yeah, if you don't know, I mean, the way it works for you, there's obviously a difference because one is you're already paying for this on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
For us, they both come through as a $5 sub the same way. Now, if you're going for the other sub tiers, they change up in how much we get out of them and stuff too. So.
Klepto also asks, any plans on putting redemptions like workouts on the Twitch redemption points? I've got over 10,000 now, and I didn't want to waste them all on emotes. I'm going to use the bathroom.
What you got to do?
Huh?
What are you doing?
Well, I didn't wipe my ass very good, so I got to wipe it again. That's the first part.
That's terrible. No,
well, they're doing all this construction. We should get some bidets put in.
Bidets. Should get bidets put in here.
Imagine how much. That's what I said.
No, I mean at the table.
Oh, at the table.
While we're.
I wonder if it would speed up Aaron's pooping at all. How much time is pooping and how much time is wiping? Do you think?
wiping doesn't take that long.
Do you do a lot of
as far as
wiping?
a percentage goes?
Percentage? It's low.
Yeah.
Low percentage.
It's not like a Sharpie and you just keep wiping.
No.
I feel ridiculous. Okay, this is gonna be real weird.
All right.
Oh.
But you ever? I know, but you ever have those moments where you've wiped so many times, it's ridiculous.
Blind
if
people.
you're blind, if
Yeah.
you're blind and you're wiping,
Sure.
you got to be able to tell if you like, hey, there's not much on that wipe. I must be done.
Yeah.
Do you have to touch it?
You got to smell it?
Well, no, smell could still be there.
Yeah.
Like, smell a clean butthole. Probably doesn't smell good.
Like when I
Why
have
are we
seen
talking about
when
this?
I've seen a blind person, I've never thought to bring this up.
They bring
But
wet
I've always
wipes?
wanted to know.
I
Wet
mean,
wipes?
even
Yeah,
with-
but wet wipe. I mean, you can have one of those days where like, what the hell is there? Just a like infinite poop right
Yeah.
there at the door knocking?
Sure.
You know, like what happens with the blind people?
Well, I mean, at a certain point, you would feel it, and then you would just go back and finish, right?
I love that you like knew where I was going too.
What?
You're like blind people, like so
Yeah.
mean Rick, man. Sometimes
I knew where you were going when you
Right
said
there.
blind people.
Right there.
I just didn't know why this is a conversation.
It's an interesting concept, Aaron. We need to be able to.
I mean, concept. Isn't that an interesting concept?
It's
people,
an interesting.
People live with this
no,
every
I
day.
want, I want another solution. There's got to be a clever solution to that problem.
It's just like what I thought about with
It's like
Eric talking to people that have left the room.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
There's
something
like an
I think
app. You
about.
take a picture of your butthole and it analyzes and tells you if you're good.
There is that app where like you can have someone call you know and help you and they're on camera and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's got to be against terms of service.
Hey, can you look at my butthole and tell me? It's
No,
clean?
look at the toilet paper.
Oh, okay.
Is there any poop on the toilet paper? No, thank you. But what happens before the modern solution? You know,
Before the modern
are they just
solution,
walking
yeah.
around with dirty buttholes and they're blind? It sucks.
It does suck. It does. I would overwipe.
But yeah, we need a bidet.
I would
do.
overwipe to make sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing that we talked about. Never mind. I'm done.
Why? This is interesting.
Come on now. This topic has at least 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
At least.
Yeah.
No, it's the idea of like if you got like we talked about before. Like if you had poop on your hand, would you just take like a paper towel and just wipe it off and you're done?
No, I
Like, yeah,
wasn't.
got my hands clean now.
Yeah,
Like, no.
I mean, yeah.
But you don't wipe your butt. Like you don't clean it
Yeah.
unless you get in the shower.
Or a
something.
bidet.
Or maybe a bidet. It's closer. Yeah.
Or hose.
Do you have a hose
Back
in
in
your
the day,
bathroom
you'd
that
have
you
a
use, Eric?
sponge tied to a stick.
When I moved into
What?
my house, there was a hose in my bathroom.
Who uses a sponge on a stick?
The Romans.
Yeah.
What? Well, do they replace the
And
sponge?
the
I
seashells.
mean, occasionally.
What?
Yeah.
No.
What was that movie, Demolition Man?
I'm gonna try to answer this question, which was
Or what was it?
what was the question?
What
It
was the
about
question?
points. So I want to try to set up the points. I also want to reestablish like what blind bucks are. It's possible if the points will do, blind bucks might go away.
Sure.
So yeah, there's things I want to do with the points that are changed around. But it's figuring out prices and what all we can do with the points and what works.
Another highlight of the week has to do with redemptions. So I frequently get squats for my streams. And in this one, I got only 130 squats.
Only.
Which is on the low end of squats.
Yeah, sure.
But I did them all in a row.
Uh-huh.
But I was listening to music while I did it. Like, I brought up the game music and had that playing. And the 130 weren't bad at all. Like, I felt like I could have done another 100. And I wonder if it was the music that did it, or if it was the adrenaline from beating the game.
Yeah.
Or, like, what it was.
You mean like you were inspired?
Yeah, I guess.
Put on-
Because,
put on
like,
some barrel.
normally I'll do 80 and I have to take a break.
Yeah.
But, like, I did 130 and I was fine.
I mean, it means it's working.
Yeah.
Well, or that.
That's it. You're building up that endurance,
Your
right?
buns are just more tight now.
Need to. Yeah.
I mean, that's like
You're getting
it's like a
stronger.
guy that like lifts weights and is like, hey, I can lift way more now. What the hell's going on?
I don't know if it's the music I was playing in the gym.
Yeah, I just was
today,
feeling
or-
the pump. I guess listen to Zone.
I did get an apple.
Yeah, just listen to Eye of Tiger. It just made me stronger. I
The
think.
music was not workout music, though. It was like music you would have sex to.
I don't have sex to music.
Really?
Not really.
All
no.
those kids in your house?
No, we gotta be quiet. We try to be quiet. You're doing kids like, what you listen to? You're like, no,
You,
go away.
you mean you never have, or it's not like? I mean, it's not like part of the
definitely-
routine.
It's not a regular thing. It's
Yeah.
not like usually the TV's not even on.
Sure.
I'll get distracted. No, I won't get distracted. That's ridiculous. But no, I mean, not that I can think of.
Sometimes you just can't be quiet, though.
Huh?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm pretty good at just being
Hey,
quiet.
how was it, Shane?
It was good.
Good.
I didn't get a lot of times where I'm like, now I can just be loud. It's like my parents are here, or whatever it is, and you gotta be quiet.
Shane, I got an important question.
What's that?
How do you think blind people can tell when they're done wiping their butt? Turn that off. All right, moving on. Nope, we already answered it.
I don't know, man.
All right. I don't know if this is true. Lana Hora, Jay and Silent Bob reboot is out on Blu-ray. Will you
What?
try to react to it? Is that true?
I mean, they're on tour right now,
No.
but is it out on Blu-ray?
I don't know.
Maybe it's out on digital. If that happened, it's just. But I haven't heard that it was out. I mean, I want to watch it. They came to Columbus a couple months ago, but it was during a time I couldn't go. And I really want to see it. I love all the View Askew movies and all that stuff.
View Askew, is that what it's called?
Yeah, whenever they did Clerks, their production company was View Askew, so it's the Askewverse. Is all the movies that take place in there.
Jeff seems to agree that it is. So
It is out. Holy
Yes.
shit!
yeah, I don't know if I've seen the second one.
She does?
Second, what?
Jay and Silent Bob,
Well, I mean, there's Clerks that they first appeared in.
which I've seen.
There's, Chasing Amy. There's
Sure.
Dogma. There's Clerks 2. There's, do you see Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
I have.
Okay.
But isn't there another Jay and Silent Bob?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, this would
All
be
right.
the second one.
There's only
So,
one.
you should be
but
good.
they were in
Yeah, then I've seen it.
they were in Clerks and Dogma and some other things.
Yeah, I
so.
love Dogma. Dogma's one of my favorite movies.
Mallrats was fun.
Mallrats. I think he's trying to do another Mallrats.
Yeah,
So-
that should probably go in a poll.
Yeah, I mean, I would love that, man. I'm a huge fan.
Rick, I didn't see Jancy say that it was. The only thing I saw her say is they might as well title this the Blind Wave Poopcast.
I mean,
That's the only thing I saw. That popped up and you said, Jancy agrees that Jay and Silent Bob's out. And I was like, where? Where'd it happen?
no, I said Chad agrees.
Oh, I thought you
Chat
said
agrees.
Jancy did.
Yeah.
Blind Wave Poopcast. Huh. Okay.
Hey,
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll definitely put it on the reaction poll because I want to watch that.
We have a question here from Baib. So
Baib.
I just completed Black Sails thanks to you guys. I'm conflicted between My Hero Academia and Hunter x Hunter. Please help.
In terms of what to watch next?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, Hunter x Hunter is.
Done.
you can watch My Hero now
Is it done?
and catch up.
I don't think it's. At least the dub's not.
And then
done
you can
yet,
watch
right?
Hunter x Hunter in between
Hunter x Hunter?
My Hero
Yeah.
and the next My Hero.
Yeah, Hunter x Hunter is done.
Is the dub done?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now, there is more to the story in the manga than is covered in the animated adaptation, but I don't think they're
The dub
making
is
any
done.
more.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I love both of those shows. I think My Hero gets me way more emotional, but like I get really hyped in Hunter x Hunter. I love the friendships and relationships in that series.
As I said, watch My Hero now. And then once you're caught up with it and the season ends, then you can watch Hunter x Hunter in the time before the next My Hero comes out.
Yeah.
Do that
Pretty
one.
much, yeah.
It'd be
Sounds
good.
Silo Sama, what do you guys think will happen with the Kenobi series?
Well, it's on hold as of right now. They had announced previously that it was going to be like a 8 to 10 episode series, and Deborah Chow was going to be doing it. But from what I understand, they want to rework it a bit because they felt like the themes and what they were going for was a little muddied by Mandalorian.
Ewan McGregor did a couple interviews recently and said the production is being delayed, but the release date is not.
Well, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the kind of culture we live in, like that, like people, the people that we're going to work on it aren't working on it right now, and the internet culture has to come out. Oh, it's fucking canceled. They're ruining everything,
Yeah.
And yeah, Ewan McGregor, poor Ewan McGregor, that's been having to answer these questions for years and years. It's like, no, it's not canceled. It's just right now, it's back. It's on hold.
Yeah. Well, I saw one that was like Kathleen Kennedy cancels Kenobi series or something like that.
Yeah,
and like
I know.
we're like, what? No.
So now it's I mean, I've heard a couple things saying they might put it back into being a movie, and then after that, I heard about people like, oh no, it's going to be a show, but maybe 3 or 4 episodes.
I think they're trying to figure out what to do with
Yeah.
it, what's the best story to tell, and I don't think they're going to cancel it.
But one of those things I think that like it's so important is just wait for like an official word, because I mean the way that people get the news, it's usually like a million sites referring to one site, and that site doesn't really know where they got it, know, and then like all the conclusions and stuff, like it ruins fandom sometimes because I just want to be like, I'm never gonna look at any of this shit. I'm just gonna wait until Lucasfilm says something, So.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got to be careful with that stuff. But, I mean, I look forward to watching whatever form Kenobi takes, because we'll get it.
Okay. Red French Moon, if Blind Wave was a video game, what genre would it be? Also, you guys are great. And Aaron, your jokes are legitimately funny.
Some
No,
are.
just as your joke. Jokes are
You
good.
actually you wrote a really good joke earlier on your forehead. Like the punchline
Let's
was
see
fantastic.
Let's
No.
see this right now.
No, we don't need it. We can answer this answer.
No.
No, let's see it right now. Come on.
No.
It's gonna go
what
away.
type of game would
I
Blind Wave
feel like
be?
most weeks it would be a racing game, a race to get things done.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like a train simulator where you have to put the track in front of the train before it crashes.
Could be.
That's what for us, but for people playing a Blind Wave game, that's not like our experience. But
Is it a fighting game then? Smash and choreography.
I mean, the character selection screen would be just the table with us. That'd be cool.
it could be some kind of RPG, like Stick of Truth.
But do we have to be
Yeah.
beating up our wives? That could be kind of awkward.
Do what?
Why?
If like Melanie's in the game or anything.
Oh, you mean like if someone? Okay, I thought you meant like that's the story.
No.
I was like,
I
what are you
was
talking
talking
about?
about the RPG. I went to RPG, like beaten. No. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what kind of game.
It's a side quest. No,
Card game. No. That could be a video game.
there is a card game.
Yeah.
Fastest Fool Alive has made one.
Yeah. We'll just put that in a video game format.
Hmm.
No, not Train Simulator. What? We could. There is a YouTube simulator or something like that game. Like, you just have to you have to make videos and post them. That's like
Yeah.
that's the game.
Yeah. Doesn't sound fun.
No, it's not. That's the game.
Hmm.
A question from G. Paul. Do you guys think that the last seasons of Game of Thrones tarnished the legacy of the show? I was trying to rewatch the series, but I'm just not interested anymore. It used to be my favorite, but yeah, huge bummer.
I get where you're coming from. I started kind of rewatching some stuff from Game of Thrones and kind of felt that way, but I feel like I might need a little more time away from it, or see what Martin comes up with in the book. But yeah, I did kind of feel that way, where I was like, oh yeah, I love this stuff. I love this stuff. I love this stuff. But where this ends up, I'm not as hyped about what's to happen with this character. But I can enjoy the production and the acting and everything, all that stuff separately from where somebody end up.
Trying to think of a similar experience for me. Like with Highlander, I can still watch the first one and love it, even though they really took it off a cliff after that.
Yeah,
And it's the same case with a lot of movies.
that's true.
But most of those movies had endings as well before that
Yeah.
point. And
Game of Thrones is always about what's going to happen, who's going to end out on
Yeah.
top, what happens here, and then you get to a point where I'm like, God damn, I did not love that part. And then you think well, all of that is about this thing slowly rolling down the hill until it's just fucking going crazy, So, but I mean, for me, I would say it has, but I also, it's not so bad where I'm like shutting it off or something,
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it didn't. I don't know if it bothered me.
Mhm.
I know I talked with Melanie different things, and she would read the books and stuff like that, and she's like, a lot of this stuff was kind of hinted at here and there, and I don't know that it's anything went too far out of it. I think the way that they showed some of it needed more time to breathe.
Well, yeah,
so
definitely.
I don't think.
I mean, that's what I mean when I say that stuff.
So I think I'm not frustrated with the ending, but I wish the last season could have been a little longer to give it a little bit more. So I'm not gonna say it's tarnished, because I think a lot of the hints and ideas and thoughts were kind of in there, and I think Martin even kind of discussed with them some of the things they want to do to the end and whatnot, so that either I'm assuming so that his book is slightly different than what is, but he still feels like those characters are being done similar well.
I mean, I wish I had the feeling for it like I did for Arrow. I can look back really fondly on Arrow and watch it again,
Yeah.
and because I know I even if I don't know the ending, or because a lot of the things are gonna keep going. I don't know. There's something about the finality of a certain decisions made with the storylines and stuff that I was just man, I wish it's in my head that went way different. And you can say well, you're criticizing something that isn't there. Talk about the things that are there, So that's why I say I think maybe I just need some time.
I could definitely watch it again, I think, because I've watched so many animes that have no endings.
True, yeah.
And just watch the parts that you like,
Mm-hmm.
Question for Rick from Archer. Have you heard of a band called Beast in Black? They have a lot of songs inspired by Berserk. I have not.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, Beast in Black. I believe it.
Beast in Black.
Believe it.
Whenever Berserk is brought up, I remember the question you asked Luke Arnold about Berserk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I recently saw his book came out.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I kind of want to pick up a copy and read his book.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Will a show be replacing Arrow? No, it wasn't a Pulse show, so nothing directly will be
I
replacing.
mean, technically, Legends of Tomorrow would be replacing Arrow.
Yeah.
Because it's half and half seasons.
Yeah.
Each.
I mean, the way that a lot of our stuff works is like we fit things in when we can. The
Yeah.
things that have official slots are technically the polls. And then whenever we can, we try to fit other things into it to make it work out and
Yeah.
whatnot. So there's nothing like officially replacing it, but I mean, Legends is swapping the spot of it in CW. So
Yeah.
I mean, that will be the one that we're watching in place of.
Mm-hmm.
Super Amanda, can we hear one last Aaron/Arrow music for the end of Arrow show?
Aaron! Did that for years, Aaron.
I know. we
And
did it for a long
then
time.
in the last one, I go, Aaron.
Top Screen, I recently rewatched My Neighbor Totoro. Rick, what's your favorite Ghibli film? I mean, I love them all so much. It's maybe one of the most impossible things for me to choose from.
Yeah.
But
Rick, you love ranking things.
I do. And therefore, that statement means all the more. But it's probably Castle in the Sky. Or Laputa.
I've only ever seen a couple, and Jancy had me watch one recently. It was about a little fish girl.
Ponyo.
Ponyo. I watched Ponyo
Ponyo
for the
loves
first time.
ham.
Ponyo loves ham.
Yeah.
I watched her the first time, and I remember
Craig.
as I was watching, being like, I mean, this is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
The animation is like it's so crazy you won't believe it. But I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Really? Oh, man.
No, I mean, like as I'm going into it.
Sure.
And I'm like, is that motherfucking Liam Neeson?
Yes.
Wait, what? He's in it?
He's
Oh.
a voice in it.
So you watched the dub?
Yeah, I watched the dub, and I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
the
mean,
dub's great.
by the end of the movie, I'm like, this was fantastic, you know. But like, you know, it's very like Fantasia, you know, like in terms of like,
Sure.
it's very magic, and you know, I'm not sure why, but by the end of the movie, you're not meant to ask why. You're just
Okay.
enjoying it.
Yeah, I cry every time.
Yeah.
Ponyo.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a single one of those Ghibli
Ghibli.
Ghibli
Yeah.
movies. Haven't seen it.
Princess Mononoke.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, I wanted to put one on the poll, but I couldn't choose.
Yeah.
It's like which one do I choose to put on?
Rick's like, I just need a poll for just those, just Ghibli movies.
I do. We should. We should.
Yeah, I've been up for it. I mean, I've seen a couple, and every one I've seen, I've been like, this was amazing.
Well-
Spirit Away was one.
Like
right?
I know, like Kiki, right? That's one of
Uh-huh.
them.
Kiki's Delivery Service.
That's one. Spirited Away, right?
Mhm.
The one with the big old giant teddy bear.
My Neighbor
thing,
Totoro.
That one. And then Ponyo.
Ponyo.
I don't know of any others. I don't think.
Yeah, Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke.
Oh, Princess Mononoke, yeah.
Which Princess Mononoke is the only one I can't watch a dub for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hate that dub.
Oh, I have such fond memories.
Yeah. It's got Billy Bob Thornton in it.
Yeah, it does.
Actually.
The short guy, right? Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, they're absolutely incredible. Incredible movies.
I always think of that thing whenever in Steins Gate she goes Totoro. I think of Totoro. Like I think of the little
really?
thing. Like, I think of that. It's like, oh, it's a Totoro, right? That's it. That's the thing. It's like, no, it's not it.
Howl's Moving Castle is also great. I read the book for that as well. It's one of my favorite fantasy books ever. Howl's Moving Castle. That's such a good book.
I legit I don't think I've seen any. I think I saw one with you. I don't remember loving it, or I don't remember it at all.
Yeah.
I think it's Princess Mononoke.
Oh man.
Is that the one where the animals and stuff? And
I mean,
Princess Mononoke has the wolves.
I
The
absolutely
Wolves.
love that movie, but I loved it way more now. I mean, your opinion might change since when you
yeah, I
watched
think I
it
saw when I
then.
was like 14.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, it's fucking,
You're
this ain't
just
Dragon Ball Z.
crazy,
What's this shit?
Yeah.
shitty kid judging this beautiful movie. No. Yeah, we'll have to throw a couple on there, and I guess Lethal Weapon as well or something.
Lethal
yeah.
Weapon, yeah. Who else hasn't seen it? Just you? It's got to be just you. I
probably
guarantee
just me.
Calvin had to have watched it.
Yeah.
I think I gave them to Calvin to watch.
Yeah. That's just
probably
you.
has.
Well, he was given a PSP and didn't fucking touch that.
Maggie had not seen them until I showed them to her, so he didn't watch it growing up. I'm pretty sure.
Well, if
that's
he hasn't
true
seen
of
it, that might work, but
so much stuff.
well, yeah, true.
Underhand comic, sell Berserk to everyone here. Rick, you are the ultimate salesperson. It's incredible.
Well-
It'll change your life. You'll never be the same.
In a good way or bad way?
Both
All right.
at the same time. Like nothing inspires me more than reading some Berserk and seeing what Guts goes through. And like, you know, obviously that's fiction, but in my head I'm like, if that man can survive this and continue striving forward and doing these incredible things, I can get through this shit that I'm going through right now in my life.
Yeah, I
I
feel
get
you.
you.
I feel you there.
It's like when you watch the movie Click. You're like, hey, I can go do some shit.
Yeah.
Or I guess It's a Wonderful Life. Same thing.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
As long as it's not that one Christmas movie. I hate that one.
A Christmas Story.
Hate it.
Why?
Ho, ho.
I just have a feeling that like someone in your life loved it,
No one did.
and you
Wow.
wanted to be.
I also hate it. So
Yeah.
No one loved it.
I love that.
And then
movie,
it
man.
took over the whole station forever.
Fucking go to a different station.
I
then.
did. I didn't want to
Alright.
stay there. It
Here's
was
the
terrible.
Grumpy old man. He's like, all right, I could have more choices, but
Fucking
instead, someone's out here doing this.
Rider BB gun and
it's not the usual dynamic of he
kicked
loves
down
it and
a
I hate
slide.
it,
Yeah.
or the other way
No,
around.
it's a terrible movie.
No, I love that movie, and I don't know why I get so offended. Like, I guess it's because I have so many great memories of watching on Christmas with my family, and now you're spitting on it from on high wearing your
Fuck
beanie.
you. Fuck
Take
you.
the beanie off. Let's see how
Take your
high
beanie,
you are.
let's see what happens. When is the next Rock Band stream? Everybody says.
When's the next Rock Band stream? Well, tomorrow we are gonna be playing Super Smash Brothers because Byleth just came out.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
It won't be this week. I'm looking through the schedule trying to figure out some things because I know of some games that are coming out around Fridays that we want to do group streams with as well. But I'd like to put Rock Band in there somewhere, probably once in February somewhere.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be a Friday in February.
We've got to build a permanent Rock Band set though.
Yeah, it took us a while to set it up, and I'd like to have a nice setup. Me and Melanie tried harmonies now, so I know how harmonies work.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool because like you all get to sing the song, but they have different. They'll have blue, red, and yellow that you can sing. So like whenever it gets in different points, you know, okay, I'll take the red when the red comes in, but you can all sing blue until red comes in, or let one person sing blue. So it's kind of fun.
Oh, so you're not actually harmonizing. You're singing certain lyrics?
Well, it alternates between, you know, when other people are singing in the real songs.
Yeah.
So like in Bohemian Rhapsody, it will have like,
Okay.
there's the blue, because, you know,
Okay.
Freddie Mercury sings a good chunk of that, right?
Yeah.
But then it gets into the different parts of like, you know, Galileo,
Okay.
you know, and that's not
Yeah.
him doing that the whole time.
Like, I didn't know if you were like all singing the same spot and you're trying to actually harmonize by going up or down.
Yeah, you can sing
Yeah.
the blue part until more things come,
Gotcha.
and then you can change it. Like, okay, I'll take red, you take
Okay.
yellow, I'll do blue. But like when we were doing it, I was doing the blue, and then whenever we got to one parts, she would take the blue while I took like a lower part because the harmony was a lower part that it wanted, you know,
Yeah.
and we would do stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, no, I will try to get a February schedule up before the end of January, which is tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow,
Yeah.
buddy.
Good luck.
So I'll try to do that.
Isn't it the 31st is tomorrow, yeah.
Dan asked, what am I playing after Death Stranding? Shane and I, starting Tuesday, will be playing Gears of War 5.
Yes.
So it'll start a little later than my streams normally do, probably 5:30. But
Yeah,
very
I-
excited to get back into Gears. It feels like it's been a while.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, I'm going to have another stream of Kakarot tomorrow. I'm going to
Mhm.
try to finish the saga that I'm in, and then following that, I think I'm going to be moving into Untitled Goose Game.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be my Saturday stream.
Mm-hmm.
So
You
that's
got
gonna
pretty
be
good
fun.
reviews. I'm
I can't.
pretty,
I've seen a couple clips. I was like, it's going to be fun.
pretty interested.
It's a
Yeah.
very weird game.
Yeah.
JJ Fox has the last question I'm going to ask here, and then I'll move on to bits and donations.
Yeah.
Hey, Blind Wave, can you name a movie that if it were never made, it wouldn't have inspired you to do something in your life?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Damn it.
There's an episode of Legends of Tomorrow about that,
Mhm.
in which George Lucas does not make Star Wars,
And it changes lives.
It changes their lives.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this fucking rings so true to me.
Yeah. I would say 100% Star Wars
Yeah.
for all of us. Maybe not Rick, but
Not so much. Mine is Metal Gear Solid. If I hadn't have played Metal Gear Solid, I wouldn't have wanted to make video games. I wouldn't have become a programmer.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been interested in telling my own stories.
yeah.
So for me, it was definitely Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Is the one thing that affected me the most
I
in
just
terms of media.
I just think as far as like looking at like even YouTube and Blindwave and stuff, like it wasn't been like Star Wars and then doing choreography, like we might not be doing
Never
things that
about
we're
a,
doing
never
now,
about
you know?
a camera.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then we wouldn't been pushing through like, well, let's do YouTube. What are we gonna do for
Mhm.
YouTube? And we'll do this, we'll do that.
Yep.
Now we're doing this.
Yep.
I mean, Star Wars
So-
has definitely affected me
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I'm not
because
looking
of
at
all
like
that.
if I'm not looking at like what Star Wars would have done to affect lots of things,
Yeah.
and just how it affected me specifically,
Sure.
not
Yeah.
like what it did for the industry and what movies would have changed. You know, would we have other movies or whatever? You know, would Star Trek have come back? You know, after Star Wars got released, I don't know. You know, different things like that.
Like, I absolutely love Lord of the Rings, but Lord of the Rings, not in my life, wouldn't have had such a drastic effect.
Sure.
You know?
some good movies that we have now. You might not have things like Marvel or, you know, maybe Matrix wouldn't have happened if it wouldn't have been for the things Star Wars did and the way they pushed technology and things like that, you know? So, but if I ignore all that, I gotta say Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he ignoring all that?
If I ignore all that,
I'd say Star
I
Wars.
still say Star Wars.
Then let's get to it. Phenom Takers resubscribed for 31 months.
31. Thank you for the sub.
Thank you.
A lot of months. Tintin Who has resubscribed for 7 months. It's good times.
Thank
Good
you,
times.
Tintin.
Thank you.
Tintin.
The Dr. Robitussin for 20 months.
Ooh.
Thank
you.
Doctor.
Night Owl Lenny, 18
Doctor.
months.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lenny.
Crusader, 12 months.
Thank you, Crusader.
Thank you.
PvP Boss Matt gifted 5 tier 1 subs.
That was during the hype train.
Thanks a lot, man.
Did we ever get
thanks.
another hype train? We didn't, did we?
I don't think so.
I was just curious.
Twitcher subscribed for 13 months.
Thank you,
Thanks
Twitcher.
a lot. Thank you, Twitcher.
Johnny Blue for 2 months.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thanks,
Thank you.
John.
We appreciate it.
Super Scroll, 10 months.
Super Scroll.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Unhooked Gecko, 2 months.
What? What was he hooked to? I'm glad you got unhooked.
A tree. Thank you.
He could have died.
Unless it's the blind wave, and then I want him to be.
Oh, stay hooked. Damn it.
T-Bone, 13 months. Can't believe it's been 13 months already. Keep up your awesome work.
George. Thank you.
T-Bone.
Thank you, George
I now have a
Costanza.
friend named T-Bone.
T-Bone is ready.
Yeah.
I don't know.
George wanted his nickname to be T-Bone.
He did.
Yeah.
I remember that.
What? George Costanza?
Yeah.
Well, they were all going like, you know, if you could, what's your nickname? And he wanted to pick his out.
You can't pick a nickname, I feel like.
No, and he tried to push it, and then another guy ended up getting it, right?
Yeah.
What? No.
And he got something like terrible.
Yeah.
Like shiny. Poor man.
PvP Boss Matt with another 5 gifted subs.
Thank you, PvP Boss Matt, for the subs.
Ryan Whittleson, 200 bits. Hype Train Hype.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Johnny Blue, 100 bits. Back from work death. Okay.
Back
Okay.
from work death.
Back from work hyphen death.
Death.
Yeah, it sucked. Well,
All
I'm
right.
glad you're off work.
Glad you're here.
Get some rest.
Bell Revan, 27 months. Believe it.
Believe it.
So happy.
Sam Woodhall, 1,000 bits. Good evening, gentlemen in chat.
Damn. Thank you, Sam. I don't know if
you.
you're still here, but thank you. We appreciate the bits.
Red Shift, gifted a sub.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Redshift.
Top screen, 100 bits.
Woo!
Top screen.
Brother Tone, 32 months. Holy shit, that's a lot of months or something.
Thank you, Tone.
Thank you, Toad.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Shanna Melissa, 10 bits. Hey guys, just a small message to say thank you for being a part of my life. I've had a very challenging week, leaving a job where I was on the receiving end of emotional abuse in a toxic atmosphere. Taking the decision to leave was hard, but after suffering to a point where I was scared to wake up the next day, I decided to put myself first and quit. It's scary not knowing how much I'm going to be unemployed for, but the podcast always brightens the week, so thank you very much.
Well, wish you the best, Shannon.
Yeah,
Glad
well,
we could help.
thanks for watching. Yeah, glad we could help. And maybe
Wish
you
you
don't have to
the
work.
best.
Maybe you can just listen to the podcast.
What?
All the time.
Everyone has to work something.
No, you don't need food, and it sustains you.
What?
Yes.
What? What if she needs toilet paper to wipe her butt?
Which is fine.
Helding, 200 bits, weekly loving.
Thank you, Hilda.
Thank you.
Bojangles resubscribed for 20 months, saying thanks for a great 20 months, guys.
20 months.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Bojangles.
Bojangles. You made our last 20 months better.
Yes.
Captain Fishlip, 10 months. With you guys about to finish Doctor Who, have you considered doing Classic Who? I know it would be hard with missing episodes and longer stories, but I'd love to see it.
I don't know that the guys would survive through it.
I've seen season 4 or the 4th Doctor stuff is the only stuff I've seen.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume no.
I watched the 5 Doctors thing,
Yeah.
and it was like there was parts where I'm like, "Hey, this is charming," you know.
Yeah.
And the other parts where I was like, "This is real long. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I need to be catered to and modernize."
Yeah.
Reminds
Yeah.
me of some ways of like the original Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know how well, like, picking and choosing just random episodes would go. I don't know. So as of right now, I'm gonna say no. But maybe someday. I don't know. Don't know.
Maybe someday. Russ Cass has subscribed for 14 months, saying 1 year finally.
Ooh, 1 year.
He had a 12-month streak.
Yes, 12-month
Thanks, Russ.
streak. Thank you, Russ.
DT3 10 bits, Mamba Forever.
Yes, Mama Forever, man.
What's Mamba Forever?
That's Kobe.
Oh, it's a Kobe Bryant
he
thing?
created this persona, like the Black Mamba snake.
Speaking of nicknames.
He gave himself that nickname?
He's Kobe, yeah.
Okay. I just remember in high school.
Well, I think he gave it to himself. He definitely heard it and used it for his brand.
I remember in high school kids doing a Black Mamba.
Is that when you
They
you
would
spit on the back and when they turn
No.
around you punch?
What?
Oh, never
What the
mind.
fuck are you talking
I'm
about?
sorry.
No, they would just be like this, and they'd go like this with their hand, and like Black Mamba, and they just slap you in the back of the head.
yeah.
I remember that.
That was it. I don't know why that was a thing.
That is some
So then
stupid
someone said
shit.
Mamba Power. I'm like, what are you talking
I
about?
remember that shit.
You don't remember that?
This.
Yeah, yeah.
If that ever happened to me, I've been traumatized.
Yeah, I agree though. I'm glad to be able to talk about it on the podcast. Also, check out on YouTube. I have I don't want to say reaction, but like I talk about on there.
Discussion.
Discussions.
Kind
It's a couple days ago.
An exerting of thoughts.
Yeah.
DT3 24 bits. Kobe stuff fucked me up real bad, man. I was destroyed all day Sunday. I haven't stopped crying at least once a day since. Living in LA, we love that man forever and always. Mamba out.
Yeah, there's never been an athlete who is like a city mourns. Like even like Jordan, like I feel like everyone feels like they own Jordan. But LA, like they definitely feel like they own Kobe. Yeah, I mean, so much when LeBron came there, they were like graffitiing his shit, and Kobe's like, "No, don't do that." Like I like LeBron. He's a Laker now.
Underhand Comic has resubscribed for 13 months. Love you guys. Keep it up, please.
Thank you, comic.
Thank you.
DT3 11 bits. Star Wars Underworld test footage from 10 years ago was released. Curious to hear what you guys think on the Star Wars podcast
Holy
or
shit, yeah, I
whenever you
didn't
guys
know
watch
that.
it.
Really?
Yeah, so those 50 scripts or so that George Lucas had made, they did test footage. Interesting.
I do know that there's
That's for the TV
prominent
show, right?
people who've read some of the scripts and said it's the best thing ever, and it, like made people cry and everything else, like stuff with Palpatine.
Prominent people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Interesting.
like prominent directors, people
Obama.
people in the industry. Huh?
Obama.
I felt bad going on to you.
What? You do it to me all the
I
time.
appreciate it. Thank you.
You're real hairy. So I
That
feel like you're
reminded me-
So
manlier.
is he. It's just
I've-
blonde. You can't see it.
No, you're definitely hairy.
Look at his back.
It's FX test stuff is what someone said.
By the way, for a bit, the mailbag earlier, I grabbed your hair, put it on my tongue, and we just. And I was like, oh, my tongue. I was looking at you forever. No one looked or paid attention. I
didn't notice.
I had to go like that.
In
I didn't
mailbag?
notice that
In
at all.
mailbag, yeah. Like, it's in there. It's in there. It's in there, buddy.
Eric, I forgot to ask you, what hurt more when they went into your thumb or when I hit you with that chair? Because you did the same thing when I hit you with that chair with your fist.
The thumb.
Okay.
Yeah, no, when he hit Eric with that chair, he just looked at me and went, you need to calm the fuck down. That is how you were in high school.
Just throwing chairs, hitting them. Like, this isn't good.
Yeah.
You calm down.
Starfish the Dude subscribed.
Thank you, Starfish.
Thank you, Starfish.
G Paul tipped $5. It's been a really tough month with everything going on in my personal life, the chaos here in Puerto Rico and around the world, the Kobe tragedy. Like, man, I legitimately feel horrible. It's just too much.
I mean, yeah, I just can't believe how many people it's affected. Like in other sports, or even young kids, old people.
Yeah.
Like Jerry West. You guys know who Jerry West is?
No.
He is the logo, the NBA logo. He's like who Jordan looked up to, like this. And then anyways, after his NBA,
He's the NBA logo.
yeah, they call him the
A-
logo, like the one with the guy dribbling.
Like he's the A in the logo, right? Isn't it A like a dude? Is that right? I don't know. I don't know
well,
what the logo looks like. I
It
forget.
zooms in on the A and it shows him. I think I don't think they've done it for like forever.
Okay, I don't know.
But yeah,
Good.
the NBA logo, it's him.
Okay.
So he became an executive, and he was GM for the Lakers. He's the one who discovered Kobe at 17, traded away Divock, who is prominent. I think he was a center. And everyone said, you're an idiot for doing that. This guy's in his prime. He's amazing. Why would you trade for this 17-year-old kid who's unproven? And he made all these other moves to trade other people away to make sure that Kobe would start. And he ended up not even starting. So like he discovered him when he was 17, and he hung out in L.A. with Jerry West's son, and they were like a family. He said when he died, he said, I feel like I lost a son. And, and that guy ended up working for like the Memphis Grizzlies. He ended up working for the LA Clippers, so he's still based stationed in LA. But he said they're still close. They still talked all the time. He said I'll never get the conversation to have with him when he was 17. And then I look, I see the man he grew into. I see him courtside with his daughters, hugging and kissing him. And he said he lost a brother in North Korea, and it's the only thing it's compared to is losing Kobe. So it just, but you see this old man up there crying. So every time old men cry, it fucking gets to me.
Yeah.
So you see this fucking old man crying next to fucking Shaq, who's 7 feet tall, and it's a terrible thing. Yeah, Vlade Divac, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of terrible stuff recently. The fires in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then it was
Over like 1 billion animals died.
Yeah, on my
in those
Instagram, I'm
fires.
following all these
Isn't that
koala
crazy?
bears, like in cars.
I
They're all
know.
fucking on. Oh, God.
I guess it's insane to think 1 billion animals.
and then like
Yeah, dude.
earthquakes was in Puerto Rico, right? Isn't that what it was? Was earthquake?
There was an earthquake in Jamaica just like yesterday.
Yeah. Well, this is a
Yeah.
couple weeks
Yeah.
back too. I mean, the fire's out in Australia. Are they still going?
Yeah, they went out and then they got a terrible, terrible rain and started getting flooding.
Oh my God,
yeah, it's
that's
like
terrible.
It's terrible.
It's biblical shit.
I
I know,
know, man.
It sucks.
Climate control,
That is-
man. We need to fucking stop doing something, or start doing something else.
We have to stop now.
I ain't doing shit.
Dude, what do you mean? Do you recycle?
Eric
I
just
do actually, yes.
Eric just uses 3 straws.
I just don't throw anything away. I just don't throw anything away.
Eric started recycling like this month.
Yeah.
Like he used to just
Like yesterday.
he just started hiding his
You
trash
can't put
anywhere he
yourself
could.
in that club now, Eric. God's not gonna take a call from you.
He got arrested for dumping.
Grayson DX has subscribed for 14 months. 14 months. Much love, guys. Loved the Arrow finale reaction.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
glad you enjoyed it. I enjoyed Arrow. Hope everyone enjoyed Arrow.
They
It was-
also gifted us up.
Oh, wow,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Jasmine Booth with 100 bits. Always Sunny already had the Lethal Weapon 5. It passes any Lethal Weapon movie before it.
I don't know about that, but I have to
It
watch
was jazzy. Yeah, okay, I saw that in there. I think you told me about that before too. Yeah, and you told me to watch that show, so
Mhm.
yeah, we'll see.
It's
I know
Yeah.
it's amazing, but like,
Amazing.
will we ever react to it?
which one? The
Always Sunny?
Always Sunny? Well,
Yeah.
it's just on a
It
poll.
wasn't
I
on
know.
a poll.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
So we very well could have been.
We should have reacted to Friends.
I was just confused because it was so close to being reacted to. I thought
Well,
you were fucking with me and saying something else.
That's how I was looking at you. Like, will we though?
In a different world line, we already have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
So you can go ahead and watch it again.
Where's your pen? You don't even have paper.
I mean, if anything, I started Chuck because you, so you get to do this because of me. Actually, we do Chuck.
Hey, we want to go back in time. You got to play Mass Effect.
I will.
I mean, I actually legit want to watch
Mhm.
Sunny.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but you got to play a game that he wants you to play.
Berserk is only 26 episodes.
No,
Your guys' shows are
I did
a
Harry
million.
Potter, brother. I read the
True.
books and watched the movies with him. He's just playing a game.
Oh, so that was the trade-off.
That was a
Mass Effect?
trade-off. That was a trade-off.
Gotcha. All right. Well,
Crimson.
Eric's starting Mass Effect soon.
15 bits. How are you guys enjoying Naruto?
Naruto.
One day,
Jesus, Rick.
Naruto.
you have to
I've got
get
a
it right.
long time to work on it.
Yeah,
Dude,
and by then
you
people
do.
were pissed off already. Naruto.
But now when we start doing
Na-
two a week, when we start doing two
Naruto.
a week, you're gonna have less time.
It's like
Naruto.
Garudo.
It's like
You- it doesn't help you.
It doesn't help me.
Damn it! What's something you would?
Naruto.
Naruto. And are excited to see everyone's favorite arc.
What was the question? I'm
It's
sorry.
not-
I was so distracted.
How are you guys enjoying it?
Oh, but
the
I believe
show.
it. Yeah, I love it.
And are you guys excited to see? I don't want to say this, but
Dragonheart.
being voiced by Zabuza, being voiced by one of the greatest English voice actors of all
Oh
time.
yeah,
Steve
we
Blum.
recognized him immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was fantastic.
Really enjoyed the show so far. I could tell it's hype as hell, and honestly, I feel it feels really nostalgic watching something from that era. I know that's weird, but like just because like that and Dragon Ball Z and Gundam Wing, kind of like a lot of the same people watched that and got inspired from it. I know Naruto came out a little bit later.
A lot later.
Yeah, like 7 years basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of like Toonami, yeah, I mean, but yeah, I just remember going to anime conventions with a big guy right next to me and just seeing all these guys run around with that. So I'm glad to finally get into it. My son loves it, and he's my son. He's obsessed with Shippuden more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Now
I know
we're
that's after.
running around the wave cave and stuff now, all different now. I mean, Rick's always ran that way, but
It's true. We say believe it a lot.
believe it.
It's so fun.
Believe. I said it the other day. I believe it. Yeah, I mean, to a person who didn't know what they meant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rick, what's the sequel series to Naruto?
Shippuden.
I just said that.
Huh? I know. I wanted to see.
You should
what
see
Rick
how he said it.
Oh,
I wanted to see how Rick said
Is
it.
that correct?
say pumpkin.
Did you see him pause and start thinking? God damn this word. Rick, what's that holiday coming up soon on February?
That would be I
I was gonna do a thing.
That
at
would
the
be
end.
Valentine's
Day. Yes.
Day.
There you go.
With
You
an
got it.
N.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Fomarak, 16 months. Blind Wave Rhino Baby. Because Rhino babies take 16 months.
Do they?
I guess that's the context clues that I'm taking.
It's a hell of an assumption he's made.
That's a hell of an assumption.
You're just assuming
I'm gonna look that right now.
off of. Okay.
All right, what if
Well.
he said blind wave millipede baby? What would you think?
Well, then I would think that millipedes have a gestation period of 16 months.
Gotcha.
Rhino.
When he said Rose Tyler has subscribed for the first time.
What'd Rick say?
Okay.
16 months.
That's it.
No, Rick,
You see?
a white rhinoceros is
Why's it gotta be white?
16 to 18 months, while a black rhinoceros is 15 to 16 months, and an Indian rhinoceros is 15 to 16. Okay, so 16 months is like the average.
An
So
Rick
elephant,
is
an
correct.
elephant is like 2 years. An African elephant. Let me look.
2 years to grow an elephant?
Splatoony Looney,
They're
200
huge.
bits.
Thank you, Splatoony Looney.
22 months.
I was
Splatoony Looney.
Someone's like, you gotta bring race into this now.
OPMFX, 120 bits to Master Jedi Eric. I've recently got into Clone Wars cartoon and was wondering, it's Palpatine who's in charge of both the Clone Army and the Droid Army, correct? So he's basically at war from himself, question mark?
Yes, he's playing both sides.
Yeah, but he has an ultimate goal to bring down one side. So it's not like he's playing chess against himself and trying to win both sides.
Yeah.
I don't know how to play
It
chess.
is quite literally the revenge of the Sith.
Jesus.
Splatoony Looney gifted
did.
5 subs and gave
That's not bad.
600 bits.
Wow, thank you so much, Splatoony Looney.
I'd rather you hit me hard like a man.
Alex P, 200 bits, heading home. Have a great rest of the stream.
Thank you very much,
Alex.
Alex P.
Thank you, Alex.
The Friend Z has resubscribed for 30 months, 2.5 years. What a journey.
It's a hell of a journey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hell of a journey.
Dang.
When he said Rose Tyler, 100 bits, Shane, who's your favorite friend?
Beck.
Rank him.
And your favorite child.
Joey. Good job, Aaron. I mean, I love all my friends. I guess maybe Calvin the least, because I don't know him as much.
He's not here.
No, I'd say I would say around him
He's
too.
not here and he's not watching.
No, I know him. I haven't known him as much because of the way I talk. I feel really, and because I don't have to work with him every day, I feel really partial to Gus.
Oh, yeah.
Gus.
I think we would all choose Gus over anyone else.
I
I
would
Yeah.
choose Gus over all of you.
But I don't know. I mean, for me, it's always like, how long have I known them? You know, that they ever betrayed me? Can I trust them? But like knowing them supersedes a lot of things for me, which is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, Calvin the least.
Okay.
The exact opposite.
I have his question.
I don't have an answer to the favorite, but my least favorite.
Splatoony Looney with 100 bits got here too late for the hype
That's
train.
honest.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, thank
it's
you,
all
Splatoony
right.
Looney.
Thank you, Splatoony.
Thank you.
Crimson, 10 bits. Hey, guys. You guys should go and check out the stream that Nolan North and Troy Baker and Liam McIntyre from Spartacus and Gears of War did to raise money for Australia. It was a good stream. You guys should check it out. It's out there on the Retro Replay channel.
For what
Very
game?
cool. I'll have to check that out.
What
I don't
game?
know. Retro replay. They might have
okay.
played a few games.
I'm catching up on the highlights of
I've heard
Summer Game,
that they
or
played
Coming
something.
Gone Quick.
But yeah, I have to check it out.
Cobb resubscribed for 20 months.
What, Cobb? Hey, one of the best things of the week was the release of our
Best of 2019.
Best of Blind Wave 2019, and our normal editor couldn't do it, so Cobb stepped
We
up,
hired an abnormal one.
and we got Cobb to do it. So thank you very much, Cobb.
Thank you. I need to check that out.
Yes, thank you. When he said Rose Tyler, 100 bits, watched the Best of Blind Wave video like 5 times. Can't remember laughing so much in 5 years.
Well,
thank
good.
you.
I'm glad you enjoyed
Hopefully
it.
you laughed as hard during those same parts when it happened.
They might not have watched it all though. That's the thing though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
One of the great things about Best of Blind Wave is that you might see things that are like, man, I never watched this. I never saw.
You're just saying that because you're in it.
I never saw Haunting of Hill House. Melanie freaks so fucking
Exactly,
hard
yeah.
in the Best of video.
Yep.
You know, like man, I should watch this. See how any of the time she freaks out. Or
And
something,
we should
so.
say that, you know, what makes that video good is throughout the year, if you have a moment like that you're watching this week, like, oh, this was a really good spot, go to our Discord and put that video in the timestamp in the Best of Blind Wave 2020, and it really helps out the editor for finding all the good spots without, literally having to watch a million hours of content to find it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
that's your homework for the whole year.
Yes.
Okay.
If you find your favorite thing, post it there. It does make it much easier being like, man, what's some of the best moments of Blind Wave?
Mhm.
And then everyone kind of gets a little bit of a voice and be
Yeah.
like, dude, this was so good. And then they got to go through and pick the best of the best.
Yeah.
Tough.
Splatoony Looney gifted 5 more subs.
Thank you,
thank you.
Splatoony. Damn.
And finally, when he said Rose Tyler 100 bits, my fiance is a very straight man. But when he saw Rick in his Peaky Blinders 1920s look, he said he'd gladly marry him instead of me. Not even jealous. It's very
I
understandable.
felt the
makes
same way.
Perfect sense. Yeah.
With the blood from punching the wall.
I was so much fatter then. We did it now. It looked different.
Evie asked me how I hurt myself. I didn't know a good way to explain it to her.
Yeah.
So I was going to lie to her. And Maggie was like, nope, your dad was an idiot. He did it for a video.
Yeah.
What, you dressing or just the hands?
The
Just
the
hands?
blood.
Yeah, the
just the
bleeding.
blood? Just the blood. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, wait, he didn't smoke.
All right. That's going to be that. But we got some redemptions.
Okay, let's see some redemptions here.
What are you
All
Why are you
right.
doing that?
Because I'm going to get slapped. I'm getting ready.
Well, we have a number of squats here. Eric actually has 30 squats.
30.
One from Silo Sama.
Okay.
For Eric for being so loud during the Witcher reactions.
Oh, I don't even feel bad. That was when we were doing.
You're so loud. You're
Crisis,
so
I
loud,
think?
Eric. You gotta calm
No,
down.
I don't apologize for my reactions.
You got to calm down.
No.
Is that right? Is that how the song goes?
Baib or
remember, but-
Baib also gives you squats for the same reason, Eric.
Okay.
And then
Don't apologize. Give me more.
Silo Sama gives you
Okay.
10 for lethal weapon. So you have 30 in total.
Dude, shut the fuck up. Jesus. That's so goddamn stupid. I'm in perfect health.
Aaron, you're going to have some sit-ups from Chazzy Black Onyx.
Alrighty.
Chazzy, what?
Light gave you 10 more squats, Eric. You literally asked for more. So you have a total of 40.
You
I'm not going
literally,
to apologize for having a great reaction.
you literally asked for more. So sit-ups.
You have 10 sit-ups, and then there's a slap. Aaron slap Eric.
Oh, what? What?
Yeah.
If you guys were louder in Witcher, you wouldn't be able to hear me. Trying to only talk on the camera.
Well, wait. You hold your feet, Aaron.
Yeah, let me see if I can. Okay, are you
Stop
done,
counting
Eric?
at one point.
I don't know if I can get you both.
See, now you can see it.
Someone just said, not enough money.
Ow!
Is Aaron cosplaying Bullseye? Asked Cobb.
He's not.
Okay.
Colin Farrell nailed it.
All right, and then Aaron, while you're over there,
Yeah, and you said slap Eric?
indeed.
Why am I slapping him? Any reason? Just
As payback for the Arrow slap bet, and this is from
yeah.
But you lost!
But it was wrong.
Fabric.
What was wrong?
Planet, not future.
That's not what we slapped on!
Oh, man, that would get hurt.
It didn't. This is good. I feel rejuvenated now.
The one time he opened his eyes and I went like this and he closed them back up and then nothing hit him.
And then finally, Humongous Tuna, Rick, push-ups, put more anime movies on the poll, specifically your name.
Man, look at this shot.
Rick,
Well, I gotta do push-ups.
Okay.
Rick is an anime movie?
Anime show. Right.
Then I guess you can play us out. That's the last thing.
All right. Well, Rick's going to be doing some push-ups here. If you're having questions, make sure you tune in to Mailbag. You'll see the shit that happens.
Yeah,
fucking-
Mailbag 200
fucking
this Sunday. You guys gotta watch.
Fucking Shane.
Oh, me.
I was
Yeah,
so
fucking
happy.
You, man. You caused it.
Anyway,
Caused it.
we'll see you guys next
Tomorrow,
time. We love
Smash
you.
Brothers, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. First time trying Byleth. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.